We are live. I'm going to tweet this out.
Hello,
So,
citizens of the United States and irrational
is
passionists
that like your
everywhere.
go-to?
Yeah, man.
IP is up. Question mark? Hi, everybody. Welcome to some boner content.
Hello.
I'm Alex. Tony, Novish, and Scott are here still.
Man, that's all out of order.
What? I was reading it off and...
Yeah, well, usually
Oh, God,
usually
my
you go
stream
by
is on.
when we came to the show, so it would be Scott, Tony, Navashin, but this time it wasn't.
Well,
It
this
wasn't
is
even
bonus
backwards.
content.
It was everywhere else.
There's no rules during bonus content.
No, there are no rules?
Absolutely not.
All right, see ya.
Whatever, man. This is where they can really connect with us.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think
I'm sorry.
that's what that means.
Yeah.
So we haven't recorded like a normal podcast since 2015.
Yeah.
Feels like forever.
I mean, it's been like 3 weeks.
Feels like I'm going crazy.
That's
Even though-
unrelated.
Even though last week we were all together and recorded like 6 podcasts.
It's true. That was a lot of podcasts. That was fun.
It was actually 7, but yeah.
It was actually 7. It was 8.
Was it 8?
It was 8. There were 3 top 10s and 5.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
You weren't on all of them, or at least all of them.
I was only on 7 of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it, Nabishin?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Exclude me from all this fun stuff you're having over there.
I sent him a picture of a Desu Kawaii pizza. That actually didn't happen.
You should do that though. I'm gonna Google search Desu Kawaii pizza now.
See what happens.
We're
We're probably just gonna get like a bunch of pictures from the Hatsune Miku Domino's thing that they did years ago.
The actual what? There was a Miku
Oh,
Domino's?
you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, Domino's Japan had like Hatsune Miku on their box for a while, and
That's
you
pretty
could
good.
download an app and point the camera of your phone at the box, and she would do a concert on the top of your pizza box.
No. What came up is I just tweeted at you guys. It's a picture of a person wearing a shirt, and the shirt just has like an anime girl eating a pizza very sensually.
At least that guy's happy about it.
Yeah, the dude looks stoked. He's having a great time. Follow me on Twitter for the live second screen experience.
Yeah, man.
How you guys doing? How's your New Year's been?
Good.
Nabishin?
Sick?
Yeah, you've been sick? I'm so sorry. It's probably because of us. It's definitely because of us.
Maybe.
Yeah. Has life been treating you well?
I've been sick, so I haven't really done anything.
Okay. Just hanging out indoors playing video games?
Not even that.
Have you taken any time off from work? I would imagine you had to.
I've been taking all the time off of work, so my check is going to be super low, so that's not good either.
That's not good, but at least you got some time off from work even if you were sick.
Yeah.
I know that place drives you crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm just looking out for you. You know we care about your well-being over here.
Well-billing.
Well-billing. If we cared about his well-billing, we'd be upset because I care about the next paycheck. We'll look
That's
out for
right.
you. We'll start the Save Nabishin donation drive. I've been kind of sick, but not as sick as you. I mean, the congestion, as I'm sure people heard, is Tony was lovely enough to remind me about for the Game of the Year show.
Oh yeah.
It was I was full on, I sounded like I was inside of someone's nostril. That's how I was talking.
Yep.
I don't know where that loops around to make sense again, but it does for me. That's all I need. All right. What about you, Tony? How's the New Year been?
It's been pretty good. I wasn't sick. How
Uh-huh.
weird. I've been, just doing me, going to work, hanging out,
boo boo.
playing the Bloodborne.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope people have listened to our Game of the Year stuff.
Keeping
We're
it
not
real.
We're not going to spoil it when we get to the real show, but we are going to talk about it.
Game of the Year, Yoshi's Woolly World.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
It really snuck out that list real quick
Yeah.
before we knew what was
Man.
even happening.
I think we just all left it on because we all knew how great the quality of that game was. It was
Well,
just
at least one of us does.
yeah, and then it just somehow ended up at number 1. Weird.
And we were all just happy. We just walked away from
Yeah.
it real satisfied.
Yeah, sucks for Hacknet number 2.
Yeah, weird. It was a weird list.
It was a little weird.
Are we not going to spoil it?
What'd you say, Navashin?
Are we not going to spoil it?
Do you want to spoil it?
I mean, we talked about Shovel Knight last year.
That's true. I've been getting a lot of tweets from people that are on day 4. I just don't want to, We'll talk about it when we get into the show. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any New Year's resolutions, Tony?
Speak with Alex O'Neill less often.
That's gonna be hard when we do our Let's Play. You understand?
I know.
Right now, I'm anticipating finishing Sly Cooper around the end of February or the middle of February.
Okay.
So that's when we'll have to start doing it. We're gonna have to probably record at least once a week.
So like a month from now.
Yeah, you got a couple weeks. Take it in. Talk to me as little as humanly possible.
Uh-huh.
I know how you do.
Yep.
Um.
Abuse you whenever I see you in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you have rules that you have to follow.
That's right.
It's gonna be rough.
Otherwise I'll go crazy.
Yeah. Otherwise, the rage will just build deep
Think
inside
I'm
you.
going crazy.
I think we all went a little crazy.
It's okay. I can handle the extra bit of crazy. I'm wearing a good shirt today.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, you're wearing one of your disgusting Dan Reichert shirts.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
How much money did you spend on that shirt?
I think it was like $19.
Plus shipping? What was shipping?
Like $2.
It's $21.
Yep. It sounds about right for a T-shirt, to be honest with you.
It's not like I can say probably $9 of those dollars went right to Dan Reichert's pocket.
Good. I hope he eats Taco Bell.
Did he? I knew, like, when I was watching this fucking Periscope, I'm like, what is all the hype about?
Oh, I know. That was
And
the
he
dumbest
walks into
possible
Taco Bell
thing.
and just fucking trolls the shit out of everyone.
Yeah, that was the dumbest possible thing he could have done. I was a little disheartened by that.
You were miffed, one
Yeah.
might say. But you bought that shirt, I'm sure.
No, I did not.
He was doing it just to stretch his power. You're giving him too much power. He's getting.
But I didn't buy the shirt, so the spell's broken.
I know, but let's not go that far. Spell's not broken. But yeah, you're giving him too much power. He's getting too confident in his abilities.
Yeah, we all know that Dan Reichert exclusively follows this show just to know.
Yeah, to know how his subordinates are doing.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, I changed over to studio, so
Maybe if I do that, stuff will happen.
stuff should.
I mean, let's see. Did it get fancy?
I mean, yeah, it's more cardioastic.
All right, cool.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, Scott probably also wasn't sick.
Scott,
no,
how are you doing?
I'm sick right now.
Yep. That's
Really?
right. Yeah, all of you except for me.
I didn't. Well, I remained sick.
You're Alex. You're always sick.
Yeah, I'm always sick to some degree.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Scott?
It's mostly kind of just a cold.
Okay, that's not too bad.
So it's not too bad. It's stronger cold than normal. But
I have that effect on people. How's your New Year's been since 2016 started, Scott? 2016.
pretty good.
Good. Any New Year's resolutions?
Nah, I generally don't do those.
All right. You're not a believer in.
I mean,
changing
did I
life.
do them last year?
No. This is why I thought I would ask. I didn't ask.
Yeah,
last
I
year.
don't do those.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Hey,
did you
man.
not?
I didn't. I was
Well,
like,
yeah, you would have gotten pretty much the same exact response.
I hope so. If you just don't.
And
do
then
them across the board.
from the 2015 2000 resolutions, I would have referenced the 14 resolutions, and you'd have been like, "Well, where were those?" And I'm
Yeah.
like,
What
"I
the
didn't
fuck
have
happened to
those."
that? You got a job though, right?
It's like a weird,
yeah.
enigmatic job that no one knows anything about.
Yeah, it's like even more mysterious than Tony and my job. So you guys know where we work, but we can't know where you work, Scott.
Yeah, nope.
For the CIA, for sure.
I wish. Actually, not really.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
probably a rough
probably.
job.
Yeah, probably.
And once again, we are back to Saturday recordings. This was Scott's master plan the whole time.
Saturday recordings forever.
Yeah, Just keep it on Saturday. Keep their weekends booked so no one can ever go out and have fun.
Well, that's mainly just me because I can't do anything on Friday either.
You use the party.
And
too
this
hard.
time I really can't do anything on Friday.
Yeah. You have a night shift job for people's reference at home.
Yep.
So like it's rough.
And it's not the early day shift, which for reference is you walk in at 1 a.m., you get out at when people normally go to work.
Yeah.
It's not that night shift. It is you start at 8, you end at 1, maybe 2. So it's a shorter shift than normal.
Okay.
But it is like, during the nighttime. But I mean, like, I'm up late anyway. I have trouble going to bed.
yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah, there you go. Me too. I understand. I mean, I'm glad that you're hired, you're employed now, you're covered, and recording on Saturday is not too bad. Obviously, none of us were terribly opposed.
I mean, it's just normal now, so.
Yeah, 6 months of it is long enough where you're like, fucking whatever, it's fine. Back to the grind. I've had a good New Year so far, guys.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I started teaching myself to play the piano.
Yeah, I saw.
Which has been fun.
Yeah. Playing a little bit of hot cross buns.
Yeah, hot cross buns is exclusive. I've just been like, learning some songs that I like on the piano just to kind of get more familiar with the keyboard. But yeah, it's fun. I like the piano a lot. I would like to make some music for some of like the video stuff that I want to do. So I've been using like a MIDI input with the piano, with the keyboard that I have. So, but also like learning to play it. I guess that could be considered a New Year's resolution. Something I've been doing on my own time. Nobishin just invited me to the 2016 Game of the Year Google Doc, and now I'm just really upset. I'm like, oh,
Come on. This year's was a good year.
Oh, it was great. We had a great series of podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I did a bunch of stuff. I was gonna like take notes because it's been so long, and I always forget stuff when we get to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I edited a whole bunch of podcasts. I was gonna sit down at some point yesterday and tally up like the times for everything, like put everything together, just to see how long everything ended up being. But I'll do that probably after we record this. I've been writing for over 300 days straight now, which is cool. I know you guys don't care, but like I thought I'd tell you about it. 'Cause you're my friends.
Sometimes.
311 as of today, which is a lot.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
Yeah, it's been fun. Like, you
need to stop at 364.
Really just
Yep.
quit right before.
Just quit.
It's a leap year this year. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's right.
So I have to stop at 366.
That means some like people our age who are actually only like 4 get to turn 5 this year.
Finally,
Yeah.
they finally get to feel freedom. Yeah, I mean
that just means that they can live like 5 times longer than us.
I forgot that it was a leap year too. Those are always fun. February 29th. Hopefully it's a Friday. We can record on it.
Mm-hmm.
It won't be, I'm sure, but Saturday. Whatever I said. Doesn't matter. I played a whole bunch of video games. I finished a bunch of stuff. I don't know. It's weird because like we did record last week and we all talked a lot, but like off mic. So, it's been fun. I know a lot of people that just watch just the video versions of the podcast. Most specifically Barrett Courtney. He just listens to the YouTube version, which is weird. I mean, I put a lot of work into those edits. Fuck you, Barrett, is what I'm saying. Wherever you are right now. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to start the real show, you want to get this going. I know Nobishin's sick. He's not looking forward to any of this.
Nope.
And we got a lot to talk about. So how about we just go right for it, and like get this baby cracking.
Okay.
Thanks, Tony. You guys have Audacity ready?
No.
All right, I have to go get a drink, so this works out. I'll go get that, and then you guys get your recording situation.
All right, it's ready.
Well, I mean, my Audacity's ready.
Okay, well, I still need to get. I need to get a drink.
Well, look who's holding this up now.
I'm parched. I'm parchment paper.
Tony, can you do me a favor?
What's up?
I'm going to say something, and then I need you to say why afterwards.
What?
I'm going to say something, and then I'm going to need you to say why is that afterwards.
Oh, okay.
I'll do it.
I understand what you're saying now.
Either or.
Scott?
I'm doing it.
All right, Scott. Apparently Scott's doing it. He's excited.
That's fine.
Okay. I mean, since give me 2 seconds.
How you doing, Nabashin? Are you gonna be okay for this show?
I'll last.
Okay.
I just probably won't say as much as I will usually do.
Okay. I'm gonna miss you because you're the only one that you're the only other one that talks. So it's just gonna be me. That's right, Tony. New Year's resolution would be to talk as much as Scott, which is still more than you. I'm just kidding. But I mean, sick burn today.
It's all right, because if I ever talk more than you on a podcast, you'll just never edit it to cover it up.
That's not true.
It's true. What happened to Zillia?
All right. Yeah, I actually started editing that over the the computer break. Wow, the winter break. And yeah, you did talk more than me.
I know.
You never got back to me. The DM thing that you sent me, Tony.
Oh yeah, I was like, because I got an email about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, I guess I'll sign up for this. And then it was like, oh, you got to put in your code now. And I was like, is there supposed to be a code along with this email?
You can
but apparently,
hit next. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's just puts you on a waiting list.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did both.
Okay. Yeah, because like I was like, I don't, we'll see.
Yeah. So I pre-ordered it on Amazon. So yeah, I put in my code.
Okay, can't you just pre-order it on Amazon and then get the code and then cancel your pre-order?
Yes.
Okay. Because I know they don't charge you.
That's why I pre-ordered it on Amazon.
Because I know they don't charge you.
Yep. They charge you when it ships. But Amazon's got them hot pre-order deals, though.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Just about as hot as Best Buy.
Pretty much.
Is that on the list?
It is. I just added it.
Okay, cool.
I totally forgot until when I came back. All right. Let's do this.
Oh, do we have to?
Yeah.
All right.
So while we're doing that, I'm just gonna go blow my nose real quick before we start.
Oh, okay. No, blow your nose, folks that need to blow your noses. We have to hit this record button.
Oh, we're doing 2016 predictions.
Yeah.
All right, video games are gonna come out.
Okay. Nice prediction.
Yeah. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that Scott took the job because I already forgot what it was.
The what?
Nothing.
I updated the Google Doc as well. I changed stuff around as well.
So why is that?
I don't know. I just wanted to freshen it up.
All right, and I am back. Hold on, actually, my headphones.
I messed up the color thing for your thing.
Gotta plug those in.
My bad.
So I can't hear anyone.
Maybe
All right, good.
Maybe I'll have a buffalo chicken pizza.
That does sound good.
Does
On
sound
one,
really
guys.
good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I was supposed to press a button at this part of the show. My bad.
Did you do it or did you?
No,
not?
I 100% still haven't pressed the button.
All right. Delete your recordings and just think about Tony.
Starting 2016 off right.
Think about Tony as you do. Once
That worked out.
On 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm sorry, but this is 2016, and I only respond to 5432 burrito.
What about 5, 4, 3, 2, Juan?
No, that was so 2014.
So I should press the yellow button about now, right?
Yeah, the yellow. What does even the yellow one do?
That's the stop.
That's stop.
Why is stop yellow?
Because record is red.
Yeah, but they could both be red.
And then but then you
One is clearly a circle. Don't give me the argument of people getting confused over it.
People always get confused. Okay.
You can make it like a dark red because the record button in Audacity is like a light tan red.
I think you're colorblind.
I'm definitely not. I mean, why are fast forward and rewind like purplish?
Why not?
I don't know.
They just look gray to me, but it's pretty far away.
I mean, they're mostly gray.
Yeah.
I think they look purplish from a distance.
Yeah.
Or I'm crazy.
So for this show, should I put all my audio
crazy.
on the right channel?
If you want,
I could.
I'm just gonna compress it back to mono anyway. So
that'd be no fun. I want the show to come out in stereo, and like Scott's always in the left ear, and I'm always in the right
I
ear.
could do that. Like I could in post processing, I could do that. But like, why would I? The IGN
not?
guys used to do that. It used to bother me.
Yeah, I would get super on my nerves.
But that was because of the mixer that they had, not because of like anything specific. That's the wrong color. That's still the wrong color. All right, let's get this cracking. It is Saturday, January 16th, 2016, and you're listening to the Irrational Passions podcast. I'm Alex O'Neill, and with me this week, I have Scott Guthier.
Hello.
Tony Horvath.
That wasn't even a hello. It was like a nah.
And Brian Nobishin Jackson.
I think I'm going crazy.
Wow.
I'm so like
No, restart that.
Okay, we got
I'm really sick. Restart that.
dude everything over again.
Everything over again.
Everything. Absolutely everything. From the record. Delete it. It never happened.
Delete the
never
recording.
happened. Delete the recording.
I stopped.
You
I
really?
stopped recording. I listen when Scott tells me to do something.
Did you actually stop though?
100% stop. Here, hold on,
Oh
wait.
God.
Let me just screen share my second screen real quick.
No, I'm stopping recording.
I mean, so
deleted it.
just so you see, I actually stopped it.
It's
That
gone.
was supposed to be a joke, but all right.
This is where we're at. No, when Nobishin, he's got a standard that we have to live up to. All right.
Unless you're a live viewer, and then you get all this.
They get all of this. They even got to see your screen.
Yep, that's right. Tweet at me the numbers 1643 in that order. Separate tweets.
Separate.
So I know you're watching.
All right, on 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That number again is 1643.
Separate tweets is the one that like. God damn it! All right, let's for real this time. Are we
Yeah.
good? Nabishin, you good?
Yeah.
All right, that's everybody now. Everybody's had their thing. Unless Scott, you want to chime in?
Scott, you need to do something dumb.
Why do I need to do something dumb?
And then everyone will have.
I just need him to say why is that.
I'm doing it. I'm doing
Oh,
it.
you need me to say that?
No.
No,
I'm
Scott's
doing
got
it.
it.
Scott insisted that he should do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought I had a pretty good why, too. Maybe it was a little too early.
All right. It is Saturday, January 16th, 2016, and you're listening to the Irrational Passions podcast. I am Alex O'Neill, and with me this week I have Scott Guthier,
Hello.
Tony Horvath,
That scared me.
and Brian Nobishin Jackson.
I feel like I'm going crazy
Why?
because I'm getting fucked while eating my own pussy.
What?
That's it.
What?
Excuse me, that's where it went?
Yep, that's where it went.
I like it. I approve. Welcome. Happy New Year, every listener out there forever. I guess we already said that in the Game of the Year show, but I know not everyone listens to that. Happy New Year to all of you as well. Again.
Hello.
This is the first official Irrational Passions podcast of 2016. We're all back. We're together again. The Fantastic Four, as I like to call us, behind all of your backs. And we got a show in here. Someone just tweeted at us again in relation to Game of the Year stuff. I do want to say, so kick things off. Episode 261, first episode of the new year, for real. You know, we just did our Game of the Year show. We just did all our Game of the Year content. Thank you to everyone who had nothing but nice things to say about all the stuff we put out there. Tons of great comments and feedback from the Game of the Year show. Big thanks to Nabashin, as always, for putting all those categories together and keeping that up to date as the year goes on. Because at least one of us puts in the work. But to be fair, I had to edit all of it, so that was fun. A lot of good feedback on it. It seems like a lot of people had a lot of fun with it. If you haven't listened to the Giant Bomb Game of the Year stuff, we obviously really recommend that you do. We kind of emulate the formula that they do. We just have our own crazy, fucking stupid categories to go along with it. Got some like specific pieces of feedback. People liked my interpretation of the finger gun fight from Tales from the Borderlands quite a bit. And some Mr. Mark Rivers just tweeted at us about the best visuals category in relation to The Witcher 3. You know, so people liked it. People dug what was going on. So I really appreciate that. Just want to say thank you.
We're all going to be really disappointed when they get to our top 10 list and discover that Yoshi's Woolly World won Game of the Year.
Yeah, number one. Do we want to talk about the number one?
Yeah, let's tell us more.
5 and down is fair game.
Technically, we are 16 days into the next year, so like it's all old news anyway.
Yeah, I guess. Undertale won.
Yeah,
for people's reference. Sorry, Scott, just ruined it for everyone. And we talked about it. We definitely a lot more kind of discussion around that number one pick. I think Scott, out of all of us, put it the most eloquently when we were talking about the pick and why it was Game of the Year for us. I'm thinking about writing up just a post about Undertale specifically, just kind of summarizing some of the stuff we went over in our Game of the Year show for people who didn't listen or don't want to listen, putting that on the website. So that would probably be up sometime next week. Nabashin's been great about he's got a series of Google Docs just kind of outlining all the winners and the runners up, and those are all on our Twitter feed at IrrationalPod on Twitter. If you want to just like kind of go through all of our awards and see what won all of them. So much thanks to that. Nabashin was a good kind of solution to the problem of like I didn't have enough time to put everything together on the website this year. But yeah, so if you kind of just want to know what won, what was our top 10 list, all of those are up except for day 5, right?
Day 5 is up. I accidentally labeled it as day 4.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I think I retweeted all of those except for like day 3, and then I like became day 4, and then I was like, well, I missed my chance.
Yeah, they're all retweeted under.
I just never retweeted day 3
under the Irrational Pod account. So, and I'll put the list of all those docs in the post I'll write about the Game of the Year. So, thank you so much to everyone who listened. It seems like we had like a lot more people tuning in this year. And it was a lot of fun to do. I'm sorry that I was all congested on that first day, Tony. It's mostly an apology to you.
It's okay. I never took offense to it or
really?
Felt like, no.
You said it made me feel gross.
It did.
You said
but that's not offensive.
It hurt my feelings.
I'm going crazy.
It super made me feel gross.
No, we're not going there again. Nope.
Why?
No.
So new year, new podcast, new stuff. I will say, so just generally 2016 things I'd like to do for Irrational Passions podcast. I am looking into, and I have been since kind of we finished up the Game of the Year stuff.
Yeah, 2 more hosts, right?
2 more hosts. No, God.
Yeah.
God, no. I mean, maybe 1 more. Like, I feel like 1 more couldn't kill us if we had like a regular 5.
Details on the Battle Royale to become the next host are coming soon. Yeah. IrrationalPassions.com. Stay tuned.
I'm curious. If we had 1 more regular host, who would all of you want?
Jason A. Striker.
What do you mean, Nabashin?
What do you mean, who?
Like if someone who's been on the show or like Who would you want to be a regular new host?
Scott.
If anybody, probably Jared.
Yeah, I would say Jarrett.
Double up on Scott.
Yep.
Another Scott. We'd clone Scott. That would be so awesome.
It'd be pretty good.
Every time you'd say Scott, you just have an echo of hello.
Hello. In stereo. Stereoscopic 3D audio.
Yep.
So another Scott, that's your vote. What about you, Tony?
That was what I said.
Oh,
That was what he said, but it's a tie between Jared and Brant.
I was going to say Brant or Jarrett. Yeah, the two of them. I think they definitely mesh with us the best.
I think it should be some random person on the internet who neither of us have, or none of us have ever talked to.
All right.
Just put it out on Twitter.
Send your applications in now.
No application. No screening at all.
No screen. They just show up one day.
Yeah.
That would be exciting. I would be down with that.
Be fun.
I mean, some of the guests we've had on.
And it'd be like different than just a guest because you know that they're there forever.
They're there for so if like it's a rough first episode, we just change the recording date without telling them. I mean, like the problem is no one's as crazy as us to record for like 4 hours every weekend.
I feel
Yeah.
like I'm going crazy.
See, now he's already going crazy. He
Probably
said that,
is
like, 4
crazy.
times
Already.
already.
Yeah, right?
One more host, but back on to what I was actually talking about. I'm looking into selling merchandise. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've had enough people.
Scott panties.
Scott panties.
Yep.
I've had enough people ask.
Why would
me-
you immediately go for those?
Tony went for it, okay? Not me.
It was the result of a conversation that we had on Twitter.
A poll I had on Twitter. I've had enough people approach me with the question of like, "Hey,
How do I get that awesome hat?
How
that
do you get?
have?
How do I get that hat that I have? Which of which there's only 2 in existence, mine and Evan's. And like, when are you guys selling shirts or whatever? So, I'm thinking probably February is when I would put this together. So. It would probably be the first run would be a limited run because I'll probably use Teespring for
It
it.
would be Periscope exclusive.
It would not be a Periscope exclusive. And all the funds of that would just go right back into this show. So maybe if we did it in February, all the funding for that would go back into the hosting for the website. So, just keep that in mind. If you're curious, if you're interested in purchasing an Irrational Passion shirt, which is where we would start, then just follow me on Twitter, and we'll talk about it on the show if we do put it up. So
Stay tuned.
stay tuned.
It'll have a big picture of Scott's face on the back of it.
I would lose my goddamn mind if I
Good
saw
luck
somebody
finding that picture.
at PAX East with an IP shirt.
Yeah, for sure.
And Tony and I will be there at the very least.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to get Scott to go, and maybe Navashin.
Navashin's
He's
not
harder
gonna
to convince.
Navishin's not going to go. I already know that.
I started trying to convince Navashin like a year ago.
Yeah.
So we're
Scott,
gonna see.
We're gonna make it happen, Scott.
Yeah, I think
Scott,
I could be able
Scott,
to rack up an off day. Maybe
Scott,
2.
you've been there
Could do that.
before, right?
No.
Really?
Never.
For some reason, I remember Scott being there.
He was there in spirit.
All
There
right,
was
I
the
think it
Scott on
was
his
Dennis.
sticks mascot.
Was there?
No, it was just
Why
Blank.
not?
Yeah, we should do that.
So I mean, technically, like I could just show up in Navashin's room like while he's sleeping, and then be like, "Hey, we're going to a convention,"
No.
because he's done that to me.
That's
So
fair. Yeah, he
Troll and
did-
Navashin did show up in my room and be like, "Hey, you're taking us to a convention."
Well, it's because they needed
That
somebody
was
to drive.
Greg.
Was that Greg?
That was Greg.
But I know you were there.
I was there.
Yeah.
Navashin was present but not complicit with like the
Well,
placing
it
of-
counts. Therefore, Navashin's coming with us to PAX.
Sure. No, it's fine. We're not going to force you to do it.
Of course not.
So, shirts, new year, new podcast, season 2 presses on.
Yep.
Saturdays, season 2 on Saturdays.
Is season 3 when we go to like Wednesday?
Yeah. When we change dates again, that's when we'll go back to season.
That's
3.
when we all quit our jobs and work full time for Irrational Passions.
Yeah, right. Woo! That's a
Oh
big
boy.
I'm trying to think of anything else. Also, hey, 2016, let's make an effort, all of you lovely listeners, to send in more emails. The email address is mailsack@irrationalpassions.com.
Or voicemails. Voicemails work too.
Or voicemails, 404-590-1337. just give us a call, leave us a question. We'll totally play on the show. We play one pretty much every week, so no pressure. Keep in mind, standalone distance fees do apply. Any other housekeeping stuff? I just want to say, irrationalpod.com. All 19, I think, how many there were, guest top 10s are up, and they're all awesome. Most of them were with me. One of them's with Nabashin. Hopefully we're going to disperse that a little bit better so I don't go crazy next year.
I feel like I'm going crazy.
Technically, I hosted
Somebody
one.
write that down. Just put it in the fucking title.
Just because you don't know the reference, it makes it so funny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It is really good. I can't believe you hadn't seen that video before.
Nope.
It's fucking amazing.
That's something else, though. But yes.
Yeah. That's all I've been thinking about all day since you sent it to us, because I watched it again. It makes me so happy.
Did you guys get around to that thing that I sent you, by the way? Curious.
I think so.
The TaskBot plays.
Yeah, I watched it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Cool. Just curious.
Yeah, no. IrrationalPatches.com. All the Game of the Year stuff is there. Since more posts are going to start coming out, just click at the top bar. It says Game of the Year 2015. Click on that, and that'll take you to just the page that just lists 2015 Game of the Year stuff. Check out our website for all the day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5 posts. So, all right, let's get started. Let's talk about some video games. I want to go first, if that's okay.
I mean, yeah.
Sure.
Thank you. I played a lot of stuff.
All right, so we're gonna do this like your top 10. You get 5 honorable mentions.
You're not gonna pull this. All right. This is. I'm bringing it back in. I'm not gonna talk about all the stuff. I wanted to write down everything I played in case there was something I forget to mention.
But for our sanity, just please keep it to 10 games that you'll talk about, but then rest.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'll mention off
for reference to the listeners. This is a list that has not been seen from the O'Neill in a long time, and I believe the last time that this happened, we talked about his games for 3 hours.
Hey, listen, not true.
Which means that Alex
3 hours.
Alex spoke about his games for 2.5 hours, and we responded to him for 30 minutes.
Yeah, total. I mean, I talk a lot. I mean, people listen to the show. They know what the fuck's going on.
Yep.
Because keep in mind, some of this was here because I thought we were going to record on the 2nd of January, but we ended up not doing that because not much wanted to take the week off. So we just took that week off. And that's when we were going to do predictions and everything. So we just kind of balled that off.
Yeah.
It's fine, though, because we had fucking 19 top 10 Game of the Year podcasts to go out the week after that. So I'm glad I didn't have to edit anything more. But yeah, I mean, I played Rocket League with the guys from Indus, which was a lot of fun. That game's really fun. They would just have a funny way of playing that, where they're anytime you make a goal, they just hype it up way too much. It makes you feel really good. And I also finished Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which I don't know if you had played any more of that, Nabishin, or any of that at all.
Halfway through it.
I forgot how much I like Gears of War 1. I really like that game. And I think it looks really, really great. Some of the stuff that they changed looks really great, especially because I've been playing Gears 2 as well, which I don't have to talk about. I will say, I think it's the emulation on that for the Xbox One is a little rough, but just the frame rate wise. But yeah, I was surprised. There's a lot of stuff in Gears of War 1 that's not in the other Gears games. That's pretty cool. Not a lot of weapons though. That's the kind of downfall of that game. But yeah, I really liked.
I'll use the Lancer and shotgun anyway. So
yeah, I mean that's all you need. But this is the first time I got to play the new stuff they added to Act 5, where you fight the Brumok and stuff. That stuff was all right. Some of it was weird. It definitely felt like maybe it was a little too much, it was a little too long. But it was cool that you get to fight the Brumok, and man, the AI is terrible in that game. Holy shit! Enemy and ally AI.
That's what made me stop playing.
Yeah, because it's a polar opposite Gears 2. Everyone's pretty smart. Yeah, it doesn't take as long to kill things. People take way more hits in Gears 1 over 2. It's just whoa, dude. I was playing on normal and people just walk out and die. I have to get them up every 5 seconds. It's unbelievable. But Tales from the Borderlands, Yoshi's Woolly World, those stuff ended up on my top 10 list, I'm just gonna say I was glad that I played Tales from the Borderlands. I talked about it on my top 10 if you want to go hear about it. Same with like Undertale. I finished. We talked enough Undertale. And
So you didn't play more.
No. I told you guys I wasn't going to go back to it.
Right.
Because the game's like, shut it down. I'm like, okay, never play this
I'm
game.
shutting it down.
It's sad because like the day after we finished recording, I'm like, man, I kind of really just want to play through Undertale again. Just to do it again. And I didn't. But I talked to Ethan about it. He's really curious about it. So maybe he's going to play through it. But I have to find a way to do it on like a different save file because I don't want to fuck with what I got going on, and I don't want him to see stuff from like a previous playthrough.
Just download the game and like on a computer that he has. Because he has a computer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just
it should be able to
delete most of the save files. Else and go offline on Steam, and it shouldn't re-download them.
Okay.
Or
I'll try that.
Go offline on Steam before you delete the save file, so when you open it up, you won't have the same save.
Okay.
And then it won't upload that save to your cloud.
Yeah. All right.
Then you should be good.
Thank you. That should work out. Played Bloodborne with Tony and my friend Damien.
Yeah.
We did that. That was fun.
That was good.
I'd never played a video game online with Damien before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like
Me either.
So it was very surreal for me to see that actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get through the stuff that I don't want to talk about. Check. Played a little bit more Long Dark. Yoshi's Woolly World, like I said, Galaxy is still awesome. And Tales of Zestiria, I started peeking back into that. The game's really good. I forgot how good it was, and then I played it again. I'm like, man, this game's really good.
Yeah, it is.
I played the Arkham Knight Season of Infamy DLC. I guess we talked about that on the Game of the Year stuff as well. It's good. It didn't like blow my skirt up or anything, but I had a good time with it. It definitely it was cool because it felt like an expansion. Like if you played the original game with that, it would just be even more a full experience. But if you just play that, you have a good time with it. But yeah, so I recommend it. It's $10. It's totally worth it. But as for things that I do want to talk about, I watched the Persona 3 movies. I watched the first two, which are available with an English dub. The second or the third one comes out on the 20th of this month, so I'm going to watch that then. That stuff is actually really spectacular. Like I was...
You said dub?
The sub.
Oh, okay.
There's no dub available.
Oh.
I was really surprised at how well adapted it was. I think it's even better adapted than the Persona 4 anime stuff. And I think that's partly because it's like formatted like a movie, so they have like a bigger budget just to do like an hour and a half movie. But like there's like a scene, and like the second movie ends around one of the first big twists of the game. And like I think it was done better in the movie than it was even done in the game. Like it was very like unsettlingly powerful. Which is like at a certain point with one of the party members in the game. But yeah, like, you know, they didn't really change anything. I don't want to say they changed stuff, but they elaborate on some stuff that they allude to in the game. But I guess like just didn't talk about that much. And yeah, I was really blown away with just how they approached the material and adapting it to a movie and stuff. And yeah, like that kind of universe and how they use personas is different than it is in Persona 4. Like when people's personas get attacked, it doesn't hurt the person. It just like knocks back the persona. Where like, you know, you watch the Persona 4 anime and like Izanagi gets slammed back and Yu gets like thrown back as well. So like there's none of that in Persona 3, and I was happy to see that they kind of like faithfully adapted that, because that is like a difference between them because of how they summon their personas. Yeah, it's really cool to see that story told that way, and I'm really excited. I think there are 4 movies total, and the 4th one is coming to theaters this month, and the 3rd one is coming to Blu-ray and DVD this month, so worldwide. So I'm very excited to see that. Very good, like highly recommended. They're not doing a movie for The Answer, which is the epilogue for Persona 3 Fez, unfortunately. But other than that, it's really good. A lot more context for that main character. But outside of that, I started playing a game called The Fall. It was like a 2014 indie game that I heard good things about. It's like a side-scroller-esque thing, but it's like a puzzle game. You play as the AI of this suit and the pilot of the suit. So the person in the suit is like been injured and is unresponsive. So you're trying to find medical assistance. It's a very interesting world that they set up with that game. But I've only played a little bit of it. I like what I've seen so far. I played some Destiny with Jarrett.
Yeah.
You did too, Tony, right?
Certainly.
He's just about raid ready, so
Yep.
we were thinking about maybe running that sometime this weekend. So,
Well, it's like half over.
I know. So we might run that tonight or tomorrow. We'll see.
Okay. I'm down.
He's very excited to run it. I've been trying to get like Jacob and Brendan into it as well, but Brendan's not ready, and he doesn't think he'll be ready. And Jacob is as reliable a response as I could hope, which is to say minimal. That bastard out there breaking my heart. I played more of the Order 1886. I just kind of sat down and played a whole bunch of it yesterday. I'm on the blimp for your reference, Nabashin. So I've got like 30 minutes left, right? Like,
more like 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah, I think I did the stealth section. No, I haven't.
That's actually like probably third of the game, I would say. First third.
First third? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good. I really like the London that they set up there. I like that they're like London landmarks and stuff. Yeah, it was cool. Like, there's this fucking fight with this like elder werewolf or whatever the fuck you want to call it. That was real intense. It was just a bunch of quick time events, but it was still fun. Like, I had a good time with it. Ethan came in. He's like, "God damn, this game looks really good." I'm like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool." But I'm chipping away at that. I was gonna play some more of that tonight. If we don't end up playing Destiny, it's got its hooks in me enough that I'm probably just gonna power through the rest of it. And the only other thing I think worth noting that I've been playing is the Witcher 3 Hearts of Stone DLC. I decided to finally dig back into that. And I put a considerable amount of time into that finally. You should have just told me that there was a heist Nabashin, then I would have played it. Like,
I completely forgot about that, actually. That was
jumped right into it. Yeah, like...
Grand Theft Auto 5 has a heist. You should play that.
Yeah, I did play that.
They got a couple.
The heists are the best part about those games.
It is.
Which,
Actually, let's be real. Trevor's character design is the best part of that game.
Jesus fucking... I'm gonna have like fucking emotional scars from pretty much every best visuals category we have from here on out. I think like that's where it's gonna be at from here to the end of time.
But why?
Just always, it's just the curse I need to live. I think that's what it is. That's something. It was good to get back into The Witcher, and I played enough of it that I could finally like get into it. Like that. There's a lot of dialogue in Hearts of Stone. Like, I would say it's way more dialogue focused than anything else. There's some combat in it. There's like one really terrible boss fight in it.
Only one, but yes.
More than one? Okay.
No, just the one.
Just the caretaker fight?
Was that one with the multiple ones of the same thing?
I don't think so. That was the one where he recovered health every time he hit you.
No, then the one I didn't have a problem with that. There's one where you're fighting like multiple persons of the same type of person. Yeah. And that one took me like literally forever to fucking do.
Yeah, I already did that.
Oh, that caretaker fight was awesome. I thought that was an awesome fight. Awesome.
I thought
that was great.
In
fact, the fight I'm talking about should be like right pretty close actually.
Okay.
After,
yeah, I did not sit well with me. I mean, like, just like going back to that game, like I think I have more issues with the combat now than I did when I initially played it. Just like having.
It's because I talked about the issues, wasn't it?
No, like I was trying to even like notice what you were talking about, Scott, and like I picked up on it a bit. It's more of like just like.
It's not every attack. It's just a select few, and if you're not paying attention to exactly how much distance your attacks are making and their attacks are making, you're gonna fuck up. Like,
No,
and it can be bad though.
It wasn't really that. It was more of like just the way it felt. And then I just like look at the skill tree, and I just think it's a fucking nightmare. Like, I never liked the skill tree in the game, but that stuff really just doesn't sit well with me at this point. I mean, it's fine, like it's totally like acceptable, but like I played most of that game higher level than most of what I was fighting, so I didn't have too much trouble with it. And there are like some really good boss like fight related moments. I think when you're hunting certain monsters, like some of those are just really well done because like they have a weakness that you can play on, and like you can use certain oils against them.
Yeah, I was playing the game 2 levels under everything I was fighting.
Yeah. So like I blew through most of it. Like I think like the final boss, quote unquote, of the game is really good. For example, and like there's like a big major boss that you fight before that too. That's really good. But like that issue aside, like I still really like the game, and the DLC was again more dialogue focused. So I got to kind of spend time. With Geralt, I guess you could say, and kind of remind myself of why I really dug the character and dug that world. And yeah, that fucking the wedding stuff where you go to a wedding possessed by a ghost is fucking excellent.
It's so good.
It's so good. Like it's stupid how good it is.
Does everybody know that you're possessed by a ghost?
No. Only one person who's like you're fucking like, all right, you need to chill over here, and like drags you aside. And it's like basically.
Do they know that you're possessed by a ghost?
Yeah, just the one person.
Okay.
And like they're like, the best part is like the ghost in Geralt's body is like hitting on the person fucking constantly, as well. And it's funny. So yeah, I had a good time with like those first 2 wishes. Because one's a heist and one's like that wedding party of just a bunch of dialogue and silly stuff. So, yeah, it's really cool. I really dig what I've seen of it so far. And the thing with Hearts of Stone is like it doesn't have any of the characters that I was really invested in. That's why I've like been debating going back and starting another playthrough. Like I know I won't finish it if I start it is the thing. Like I just like start it, get probably to Novigrad, and then stop, and then like I'd just be pissed because I didn't get to see any of Yennefer, and then I would come back so late, and I'd be like, well, I forgot everything, just because I know there's a bunch of stuff coming out soon that I want to play, but we'll see. It's really good though, especially for $10. Like this is very easily worth it because I've already put like 7 hours into it. So that's really it. That's all. Oh, and Final Fantasy VII. That's right. I've been playing 7. I talked to you guys about it a little bit off mic last week, but yeah, that's like a broken ass version of that game.
That makes it good.
It makes it like hilarious to play through because basically, if you click in the left stick, the game runs at 3 times speed, but it doesn't like make the audio run at 3 times speed, so you can still chill out to that music. So you can just like fucking zap around everything. So like when like a cutscene is taking a little bit too long, you're like, all right, let me just pop on 3 times speed and just like cruise through this right now. And then like you can click in both sticks and it just turns off random encounters. And then if you click in the right stick, basically it sets it so your HP auto refills, your MP auto refills, and your limit gauge fills up instantly. So it makes you invincible. But it doesn't affect any of the trophies or any of the rewards in that game. So I was like, I'm going to grind out everybody's limit breaks, and I just turned that on and just put it on 3 times speed and just fucking wrecked in like an old area. I mean, I've been playing most of the game pretty straight and narrow, just like maybe using 3 times speed here and there just to make things go a little faster. But I've only been using that like broken ass limit break version of the game. Like when I need to grind or something. and it definitely takes a lot of the stress off of like the ancient style of that game, a lot of the pressure off of that. So that's nice. But there's no like, it's like such an easy platinum trophy. If you wanted, you could just fucking blast through that whole game. But you know, if you want, it's probably like I was like, man, you have to beat Ruby Weapon to get this platinum trophy. I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna fucking put it on win mode and just destroy it because fuck that boss fight. So I don't know. I've been digging it. I also, and this is gonna sound weird, and Nabishin's probably gonna be disappointed that I even think this, but like playing through that game, it is kind of like beautiful in its own weird way. Which is to say, like, you know, Aaron brought this up on a Game Grumps episode a long time ago. But, like, the pre-rendered backgrounds have like aged pretty well, save for like being a low resolution. Like, a lot of that stuff looks way better than most PS1 stuff. So, like, some of those backgrounds are like really cool looking and intricate in a way that like I totally forgot. Just like kind of going into it with that perspective, like I really dig how it looks, and of course I love like the in combat, like the way all the characters and stuff look, because that shit isn't Popeye weird stuff. But yeah, like parts of that game have aged really well. I think, you know, not most of it, but the mechanically at the very least, it's really good. So yeah, that's a great way to play that game if you've never played it before. I'll say, Nabishin, put it on win mode, Popeye your way through that game. That's it. You know, like I could talk about Undertale or Tales from the Borderlands, but like I have a top 10 podcast out there. I really like those games. I didn't get to finish.
Pretty good top 10.
Yeah, I think so.
At least the first like 65 seconds.
Yoshi's
were pretty
Woolly was
good.
real fucking good.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I've played a bunch of those, but go listen to that podcast if you want to hear more about those. What about you, Scott? You been playing anything good?
More Crypt, more FTL.
Crypt of the Necrodancer, which comes out on PS4 in a couple of weeks.
I'm hyped for that.
Me too.
You gonna buy a dance pad for it? You should buy a dance pad for it.
By fucking get on the dance pad. I'm so bad with dance pads.
Die from
Perfect.
Asthma. Come on, do it.
Technically, the game is
How you
easier
wanna
when
go
you're
out,
playing dance
trust me.
pad mode.
I'm glad we finally found the way I want to go out, Scott.
Dance padding.
Dance padding myself to death.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to see the PS4 release date. PS4 and Vita comes out February 2nd. So
Vita's a good platform for that game too.
yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. Because I don't think it requires a right analog stick, so I'm all set. I think that's cross-buy as well. So yeah, that's gonna be cool. I can't wait to play it. You still loving it, Scott?
Yeah, I still can't beat where I'm stuck on it, but you know what? I'm getting there.
You're getting there, getting better, chipping away at it.
Because it's Scott's Spelunky.
Would you say that, Scott? Would you say this is your Spelunky?
Well, I mean, like, the relationship that you have with Spelunky's become like a disease. It hasn't gotten that bad yet.
I hope
Keyword
it
yet.
isn't bad. I hope you understand me someday. What else?
Some tabletop.
Tabletop Sim. It's a game you guys didn't talk about until the Game of the Year show. So
That's because we didn't have
It wasn't
it.
a thing.
I know that's not.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys wanted to talk about it at all.
I mean, sure. For people who who haven't heard it on the Game of the Year show, it's a cool game that is really good at showing you a high-res table and letting you manipulate things on top of it.
Mm-hmm. It's a simulator, one might call it.
Yeah, it's better than Euro Truck Simulator.
Would you really say that though?
I would.
Um,
It's real good at tabletop games.
real
You can
good
play-
at.
You can play Secret Hitler on there.
Yeah, you can. I mean, that's what I kind of want to play on it, but
You're more than welcome to play with us.
I know. But then I have to spend $20 on Tabletop Simulator.
It's worth it. How much would you spend on tabletop games that you could play on Tabletop Simulator? Let me answer that. Scott and I would have spent hundreds of dollars on games that we played on Tabletop Simulator.
There is something real nice about owning like actual cards.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, as the Magic the Gathering resident psychopath, at our
Listen.
at our podcast. Like, you better agree.
I mean, you can play Magic on Tabletop Simulator.
I have you.
No, but you can.
All right, good.
I like whenever you go in like the server browser, you can see like some Magic rooms in there.
You could have any holographic card you wanted, Tony.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be real.
There it is. Here's the real. There it is. Okay.
Tabletop Simulator.
What do you guys
game.
play mostly?
It's been a lot of Smash Up recently.
Smash Up.
Yeah.
Never heard
Yeah.
of it.
It's this like game. It's a card game kind of, where there are like 41 different factions, and each faction represents 20 card deck basically of cards that are either minions or actions. And to play, you take 2 at random, and you shuffle them together. So for example, like one that I had yesterday was Old Ones and Shapeshifter, or no, Old Ones and Time Travelers. And then you shuffle those together and you have 40 cards, and then you try and use your minions and abilities to take like bases basically until you have a certain amount of victory points. And at that point a calculation happens that's typically, if you have 15 victory points first, you won.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple game that like there's a YouTube video that's like 2 minutes long that explains exactly how to play the game. And then you can pick it up and play. So Scott and I have been playing that because you can play it with anywhere between 2 and like 8 people.
Yeah.
Even though 8
Okay.
would be kind of crazy.
Yeah, it would
So.
be. That sounds fun though. I mean,
Yeah, so that's what we've been playing mostly. But we play the Secret Hitler. We play
The Secret Hitler,
Munchkin. If we have enough people for those games.
Mhm.
And, you know, like, you could technically play Risk in that, but I would be really afraid to play Risk in that.
why?
Just because of how many pieces there are, and, like, if somebody flicks a piece by accident, that could be bad. But technically you can rewind time, so...
Is there like a shuffle deck function?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I just imagine.
Oh yeah, there's a
So
flip
you
card
can-
function. There's a there's
It's
a
really
deal
satisfying, because you can pick
function.
up... If you, like, click and hold on a deck of cards, you'll pick it up. And then if you, like, shake it back and forth, it'll shuffle it. Or if you press the S button, it'll shuffle it.
the shuffle button.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention also. I hung out
Okay.
with Evan on Wednesday night.
Yeah, I
And
saw.
you made him do the truffle shuffle?
I made him do the truffle shuffle. I sent you guys a picture of us, like proof of life.
Yeah.
Make sure that he's still alive.
It's like, I mean, I had to do that. I had to play a little bit of Evan Wall Snap when I saw him in the wild. So
Yeah. I mean, like, I think he just wanted to hang out with me so he didn't have to go see Star Wars alone, but,
yeah.
I mean, he paid for my ticket, so I'm not complaining.
Oh,
Yeah.
with an ulterior motive.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, always. He
See,
is-
I'm gonna make you come see Star Wars with me, but I'm not buying your ticket,
Well, then I'm not going to see Star Wars.
and you're buying the popcorn.
Nope. God, you are so wrong, Tony.
Yeah, you're taking me out.
Yeah, it was fun. We played some video games together. He played some Yoshi's Woolly World with me. He thought it was cute. And then,
So it was like in the theater.
no, before we went to see the movie.
Oh, so you hung out and then went to the movie.
Yeah.
Got it.
He didn't know what Destiny was.
Really?
And I'm like, Evan, this is a game you would like.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
So he bought it, right?
He might have, honestly. Not that he would ever tell us. I'm like, Evan, I would play Destiny with you if you wanted to play it with somebody. Like, you know, Tony plays it all the time with people. I do too.
Yeah.
And he's like, you play video games with another person? I'm like, I know.
Especially me.
I know, especially Tony. I mean, come on. But yeah, I mean, I told him about it. He watched me play through like a mission, like a heroic story mission, and he seemed to think it was cool. So
Yeah, I think the weirdest thing about that whole you playing video games with me is that we did it, and then after that you were like, "Do you want to do that again?"
yeah,
That's the weirdest thing to me.
I mean, it's mostly the game, but
Uh huh. I
TBF.
think you just can't get it. You just can't get enough of me.
That's what it is.
Hmm.
I definitely not buying you popcorn or a movie ticket. So,
I never said ticket.
yeah, well, I mean, you were, that was where it was gonna go next. I could tell. So,
No, it would have been dinner.
oh well, Evan did buy me dinner.
Oh yeah,
Also.
man, he took you out on a proper date.
I told him when we were sitting in the
Are
car.
you courting me?
I told him, I'm like, you're not getting a blowjob at the end of this, just so you know. Like, it's very sweet of you, but it's not working.
Yeah.
But I did tell him that he should come on a podcast and talk to us. He's like, I'm so busy. I'm like, yeah, me too. All right, what the fuck do you think I've been doing for the past 2 weeks? I haven't slept well in like a month. But
Man.
I still see the people that I like.
You still have his mic?
I still have his mic, but like he's told me, he's like, yeah, I could just come over and record. I'm like, well, then fucking do it.
Wasn't he there?
What do you mean?
Like, wasn't he at your house?
Yeah, he came over.
And he didn't take his mic.
No, I mean, he doesn't have anything to... Because he broke the icicle, so he can't plug it in. No, he didn't break his icicle. He's using... His computer is a Surface Pro tablet. It only has one USB port, and he needs to have his mouse plugged in so he can play Minecraft.
Of course, it's a Surface Pro tablet.
I know. This is where we live. But he needs to have that USB port free so he can plug his wireless mouse into it so he can play Minecraft on his computer. And I'm like, Evan, you don't need to play Minecraft while you record a podcast. Did you know this?
He's like, but that's what I always did every time.
Well, he says, well, I still need my mouse. I'm like, no, you still just want to play fucking Minecraft. You're lying to me still. And I told him to get a USB hub. He said, I ordered one. And then he never followed up with me on that. Let's not go down this path.
Okay.
I'm already frustrated again. Anyway, that's. I just wanted to bring up. I saw Evan. He's not dead. He didn't tell me anything about planes, though. I was disappointed.
He didn't try and like pawn his pilot services off.
It didn't come up once, and I'm pissed at myself because I was trying to bring it up. Like I tried to remember to bring it up, but I totally forgot. He did. He didn't actually rent out an entire movie theater for us, though. There's no one else showed up.
Yeah.
It was a nice movie theater.
It was a recliner theater.
I was watching Star Wars laying down. I'm like, I should have brought a blanket.
Yep, I might be doing that pretty soon.
It was very nice. Vertical or horizontal movie viewing is the way to go.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else, Scott, that you want to talk about?
No, not really. I haven't really gotten anywhere in either of those games.
Yeah, League of Legends and FTL, so...
Crypt is not going to answer an FTL. Crypt is hard.
It is hard.
Straight up, just
it's a hard game. Yeah.
And in FTL, I'm trying to get another ship at this point because I can beat the mothership with the Kestrel. I can't do it with the NG ship. There's not enough weapons to go that route, and the teleporter is just not a viable option on most of their ships. But unless I get over like the Vulcan, which I just ping that on their shields, and then in around 20 seconds, they no longer have shields. And then I win. But that hasn't happened yet. I'm actually really upset that I've seen the enemy with the Vulcan like 4 or 5 times. And I'm like, well, gee, thanks. I would love that weapon.
Okay. I'm sorry, Scott. I know you know FTL is a very random game. Like you brought it up, we were talking about it. I don't know if it was on a Game of the Year show.
Think about it this way: what if the shopkeeper never sold you the shotgun, ever? But
you could kill him.
You could kill him to get the shotgun.
Always get the shotgun.
And if he didn't drop it,
I mean, he sings to you.
It wouldn't make. Then how would the shopkeeper kill you? Because that would be way against how Spelunky works. If like the shopkeeper killed you with a shotgun, but
he could
didn't
technically
drop it.
throw you into enemies.
Yeah. So you're saying that like when you'd attack the shopkeeper, he would just chase you and try and throw you at stuff. Seems like a bad plan to keep a shop secure.
Seems good. I mean, like whatever pays the bills. That's where I'm at. Like if you're a shopkeeper, you can either sing opera,
owning a shotgun pays the bills,
or kill people with a shotgun. Like these are viable fucking roguelike shopkeeper
or offer desirable wares at reasonable prices.
Whatever. Less so. All right. Tony, what about you? Video games.
I played Destiny.
How's that going for you?
It was weird.
Really?
Yeah, it felt real weird playing Destiny after playing Bloodborne exclusively for a long time.
Yeah.
Mostly just coming to a first-person game after being a third-person for a real long time.
For people who didn't listen to our Game of the Year stuff, like, can you explain why you suddenly like Bloodborne enough to fight so viciously for it? Because you like last IP you're on, you were still in the camp of like, man, fuck Bloodborne.
I wasn't on a show between when I started playing Bloodborne and when we did all the Game of the Year stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
So
I don't know. Like I
you
decided
played through it twice.
more than that. I have completed the game now 4 times.
Yeah, welcome to the 4-timers club.
Yeah, and that's not counting like the like semi save scumming that I did to get the 3 ending trophies without actually like devoting entire rounds.
Of course,
to
that doesn't count. So
yeah, but that game, like, I decided to try it again just because I was like, I need to play a video game. Bloodborne looks fun. There was some other motivation there to play Bloodborne again, but I don't remember what exactly it was that like made me want to play again. But anyway, I went and I played, and it's kind of funny how like that game ended up getting its claws in me because I started out just playing and going through it and like kind of remembering a lot of all the stuff from when we had streamed playing it earlier this year. Until I got to like the first boss, and then I beat it on the first try, and I was like, oh, I gotta tell Alex about that. So I hit the share button on my controller for like the first time ever.
yeah.
And I shared a screenshot, and I was like, first try. And then I killed Gascoigne on the first try again, which I killed him on my first try while streaming. And that was cool. So I was like, yeah, might as well update Alex. And then I got to Bloodstarved Beast, and I killed him on the first try too.
Real quick, I want to relay to you a quote.
Okay.
About the Gascoigne fight. That fight is fucking broke bullshit. From Greg Blaney, 2015.
Yep, sounds about right. Gascoigne is fun.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Like Scott knows because like he fought Gascoigne, and then at near the very end of his experience with Bloodborne, we took my character from my second playthrough, so the skill character with Rikuyo and arcane abilities. Mm-hmm. And we went into New Game Plus, and we just sprinted all the way to Gascoigne to just like fight a boss in New Game Plus. So Scott kind of knew what that was about.
Yeah, he's
taking
like one of my favorite fights in that game.
Yeah, it's also like one of the coolest fights because so we did that, and Scott fought with that. He fought with the Rikuyo against Gascoigne, and he did pretty good. Like for having played only a slow weapon the whole time, and then jumping right into a New Game Plus boss fight against a hunter, no less. Scott did pretty good. I think he got to like pretty much the very end, and then died to the werewolf, which is fine. And then
I went back and I beat it though.
We went back and I beat him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You told me to. It's like no, finish him off the cool way. And you had to do the
that's
arcade
right.
thing.
That's right.
And
yeah.
I was like, it's not working, Tony. It's not working. So
That's right.
I survived long enough to try the arcane thing like 3 times, and then he just landed on me. I was like, damn it.
Yeah, that's right. We were trying to kill him with Call from Beyond.
Okay. Fair enough.
And so I did that, which like that ability just looks really cool. It feels cool to use that ability. But anyway, I've kind of forgot where I was going with this. But yeah,
me
Gascoigne's
too.
really cool. Anyway, Bloodborne, like I got super into like taking it really slow, which is something that I didn't really do on the stream, and like kind of figuring out like the world behind like the third person action fighting kind of thing. Combat system game with really hard bosses and unforgiving mechanics. And I got past that and like started going into the world and all that kind of stuff, and I got super into that, and then that kind of carried me through the beginning parts of the game and like started getting more interesting. And then after I beat Bloodstarved Beast and didn't die, I tweeted that at Alex, not because like I beat it on the first try, but more like, hey, I killed this boss that while we were streaming killed me like at least 15 times.
Yeah. I was very proud of you.
And then from that point on, like I don't remember what I did, like which boss I ended up doing next. I think it was the Witches of Hemwick. And that was no big deal, but it just became a tradition, like beat a boss in one try and then tweet it at Alex with some kind of snarky comment.
Yeah.
So
I gave you shit about it on the show that you missed, our Christmas special.
Yeah.
And you listened to that. And then
Oh, yeah, I listened to that
back.
specifically because I figured that Alex would give me a lot of shit about it.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got to that point, and then I was just like, I got to finish this game now because I have to beat every boss in one try. At least that was the hope. So that was a lot of it. Was like I kind of like gave myself a motivation to get all the way through that game, and then supplemented that with like the whole world of Bloodborne and like figuring all that out for myself and kind of getting through it. So
yeah.
So that's what happened with Bloodborne.
And you watched a whole bunch of lore videos, and here we are.
I watched them like post finishing the thing, and it's actually funny because everybody has a different take on Bloodborne. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Super like interpretive, I think.
Yeah, it was neat like going through and listening to some other people's interpretations of the game after finishing it. Yeah,
have you seen Allie's?
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you listened to Allie's at all?
I should.
You should.
Yeah, I really like listening to people talk about Bloodborne. So
she did one on the Old Hunters specifically. It was her first episode of her Let's Play of the Old Hunters, where she just kind of talks over some of her theories about the lore there.
Cool.
So it's good.
We should debate the old blood.
Yeah.
There's actually an area in Bloodborne that I've been thinking about recently that I never really explored, and it's because it's not critical to the story at all. Like you can pretty much completely miss this area. It's the area when you go down the grave behind Yosefka's clinic. I don't know exactly what to call it. It's like that big poisonous cave with giants in it. Yeah. Did you ever explore that area? Because I keep meaning to go back like on one of my characters and look at it because I never really explored that area because
there's a bunch of graves there.
Yeah.
That are pretty interesting. So.
Yeah, I should go back and look at that because the time like during my playthrough of Bloodborne, like all of them pretty much when I go through that area, I'm not at a high enough level to deal with like that much poison and all that stuff with those big enemies. So I kind of just get where I'm going and then whatever. So I should go back and check that out. I think that's the one area in Bloodborne that I haven't given enough attention to.
Yeah, it's cool. It's worth like poking around at the very least.
Yeah. So to sum everything up, I did enough of Bloodborne that I now have the platinum and 100% of the DLC trophies as well. So.
Yeah,
when you went against those bosses, did you go by yourself or did you call for help?
There's a tweet that I sent out because this is like because you guys gave me a lot of shit about it on the show that I wasn't on.
Just me.
It was you backed up by Scott. Scott's incorrect information that he thought he had from talking to me on TeamSpeak, which is cool. So I think it was 5 bosses total. 2 of them were just AI. I think that's what it was. There were like a couple specific bosses that I like had a buddy for, like specifically Bloodstarved Beast. I was like, oh, this shit again.
With this shit again.
Yeah. But
well, yeah. I mean, they added
AIs count as buddies.
AIs do count as buddies. Totally count. Yeah. Especially because they have infinite blood vials. So.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Do they?
That's how it's always been. Yeah.
All right, Henrik's a fuck. At one point, he
was
just
not trying hard enough.
He wasn't healing himself. At one point, we're like, Henrik, you gotta back off and heal yourself. Henrik, what are you doing? You're standing there.
Sometimes they're stupid,
Henrik, what are you doing?
like...
Henrik, there's a spider. Henrik, goddamn it.
Henrik, no.
Because we just sat there and we just looked at what he was doing.
Jared
he wasn't healing. He wasn't attacking anything. He was just sitting there waiting to die.
Jared just tweeted me asking me if I want to help him do the Nightfall. And I said, I'm recording, so probably not. And he said, motherfucking podcast is always coming between us.
Okay. so I found the tweet, which is harder than I imagined because apparently I've been tweeting more. And the tweet says, of 16 bosses that I've killed, I had a co-op partner for 4 of them. 6 if you count AI partners.
And I responded with, AI totally counts.
6 out of 16, not including chalices, is totally not the whole time. And if you count chalices, it was 7 out of 34 bosses, not including the DLC.
Yeah. Did you summon an NPC in the Chalice Dungeon?
I had a partner. No, I never used NPCs in the Chalice Dungeons.
Okay. I don't know if you can.
There was 1 boss total in the entirety of the Chalice Dungeons that I used a partner for, and that was the defiled watchdog of the fire or whatever.
Yeah, that one's fun.
Yeah, that's like probably the hardest boss except for one in the whole. This is the hardest actual boss in the whole game.
Yeah.
There is one NPC in the entire game that is harder than that, and it's not a boss, which is the hunter that you fight to finish the Crow's quest line. Eileen's quest line, and that he's only hard if you fight him like at the point in the story where you first can fight him.
Yeah.
Later, if you go back, he's not that bad. But when I had to fight him because I thought like, oh, if I don't do this, like maybe I'll never have to do it.
He's the hardest hunter that's in the game.
Yeah, he's the hardest enemy in the entire game in my opinion. But yeah, that boss fight was nuts. So other than that, there were only 6 total, including NPCs. That I used for the entire game because I didn't use a partner throughout the entire DLC as well. So that's not so bad.
How was the DLC for you?
DLC was really good. I want to play through it again because I don't have a character. Well, I didn't until recently have a character that was ready to do the DLC again. So I only ever had that first initial experience to go through it. DLC was good. There are a couple of my thoughts, I think, on my Twitter as I went through it.
Did you think the original game was easy and like the DLC made it harder, or was it just like pretty much the same thing?
DLC, in my opinion, has 2 of the hardest fights.
DLC does have 2 of the hardest fights in the game. It has it is the most difficult weapon to acquire in the entire game.
Jesus Christ. I'm glad that you also shared it that night with me.
Yeah, that was the worst. There is some really good level design in the DLC.
Yeah. The fishing village specifically is really awesome.
It's really good. There is some. I also want to say that there's a lot of like kind of shortcut level design that I wasn't the biggest fan of in the DLC. Like the entire first area of like going through like the cathedral ward with all like the weird stuff. I wasn't the biggest fan of that. But it was cool. It like being able to go through it at a different like path basically, and ending up in the same landmarks. That was cool.
For me, it was like if they did the thing where they reinterpreted a section of the game again and again and again, then I wouldn't have been okay with it. But it was just that.
Yeah, as the only one, I think that's cool. Yeah. There was some neat stuff that they did in the DLC for sure. I haven't had a chance to play with all the weapons yet. Currently working on a Beast Claw build so I can play with the Beast Rune. But from what I have read, it's not the greatest. So
yeah, it's fun though.
So we'll get there. I want to play with the Church Cannon a little bit more.
Yeah, Church Cannon's all right.
Yeah.
So is what is it called? Ludwig's Holy Blade. Is that really the biggest weapon in the game?
Biggest?
Biggest.
In terms of like actual scale of the weapon, I think that's the Burial Blade is the biggest weapon.
All right, how do I get that one?
The Burial Blade you get. Well, you don't have to beat the game. The Burial Blade you get from beating Gehrman. Gehrman is one of the possible final bosses of the game, but there is a way to get the Burial Blade without going into New Game Plus, which is you consume 3/3 of the umbilical cords, which would get you on track for the 3rd ending of the game. And then you beat Gehrman and lose to the Moon Presence, which is the final boss for the 3rd ending of the game. When you beat Gehrman, you get the I don't know what his badge is called.
Yeah, the old Hunter's badge or something like that.
Something like that, like the Hunter's badge or something. And when you get the Hunter's badge, you can purchase the Burial Blade from the back
right, because that's the scythe.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the Burial Blade is the scythe. I think it's the biggest weapon.
I would say like mass-wise, yes.
Yeah, in terms of actual size and then like range of like motion, I think it's the biggest weapon.
Yeah, I would say it's a medium.
Its transformed Charge R2 is ridiculous.
Yeah, I would say it's like a more medium weight weapon, like as far as like time it takes to do a certain attack.
Yeah, it's certainly still a fast weapon.
Yeah,
but
they all are kind of.
Yeah, it's a skill weapon, so take that into consideration because they're very different between strength and skill.
Ludwig's Moonlight Blade is
probably the biggest strength weapon.
Slowest weapon. Yeah.
Which is a giant broadsword. Scott, I think you've seen it. A giant broadsword that turns into.
I was using it.
No, you're using Ludwig's Holy Blade, not the Holy Moonlight Sword.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That one glows green.
Yeah, it's basic. Cool. It's basically the
Monolith Blade from.
It's been in all the Souls game, so yeah, you know what it is.
Yeah, that's the sword that has to be there.
Yeah.
Too bad they don't have a faith stat.
If you want to feel like you're like using giant weapons or something, use the cannon or the church cannon and that weapon, the Holy Moonlight Blade, and you'll feel like you're using some big stuff.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, the DLC's cool. It added a lot of neat stuff. I still want to play with the weapons. Simon's
weapons.
Yeah, Simon's Bowblade is next on the chopping block. Looks cool. I think my plan for that is I'm going to take my original build that I used to platinum the game, which is Chikage, Evelyn, skill blood tinge build, and go through the DLC because that one's in New Game Plus, and then I'll go through and then I'll play through the DLC on New Game Plus to see what that's like, and then mess with the Bowblade when I get to that. I've done a lot of PvP recently in Bloodborne. That's some good stuff.
I like PvP's never appealed to me in those games. But,
Yeah.
The Bloodborne stuff I thought was okay.
It's interesting because in Bloodborne you'll run into like one of three different kinds of people. You'll run into someone who just hasn't killed the sinister bell ringing lady yet, so they're like a super typically they're like very casual, like I'm just trying to beat the game, and you can tell. So sometimes I'll just like drop off a ledge because I don't want to fuck with them, because I hated that when I was playing through and not really wanting to PvP someone. Yeah. Other times I'll just wreck them because it's funny. And then
plenty of those people when I was just trying to fucking play through the game. Plenty of those people, they're like, oh, and I would just fucking visceral attack them and kill them, and they'd not be happy.
No, they would not be happy. Oh, you could tell in there. I can't do anything anymore. Animation of them being dead. You can just feel the rage.
So pissed.
Yeah, so that's one of them, and then there is the other two are just people who are there to PvP, and one of them is people who are typically using Chikage and Evelyn. I found, and they almost exclusively will try and hit you, and then unlock, run away, and heal as much as possible. And I am starkly in the other camp of I will never heal myself during PvP ever, unless the host that I have joined heals himself. Then it's fair game.
Yeah.
But typically, so then the other one is a host when you join them will make blood bullets to take off their 30% extra health that they have for being the host, and then you fight them and there's no healing. So that's like the actual, like, if you were to like Google like Bloodborne PvP, that's the way that people PvP in Bloodborne if they just want to PvP. Or if there are people who are just playing the game and then like whatever, then those people, like a lot of people don't like when you heal yourself apparently in Souls games.
Yeah, I mean that's always been it. Like that's one of the reasons why I try to steer clear of PvP. There's like this weird like
there are three different
to it.
There are three different crowds that you'll run into doing it. And
I imagine it's better in this game and then some of the other Souls games because this game doesn't have this backstab thing that the other game does.
There's an argument in Bloodborne for healing in PvP, and it's super valid. Like there are reasons like and systems in Bloodborne for how your character works and how you like do things that make it okay for you to heal. Like especially like that regain mechanic is a big thing, and all that. Like there are arguments to be made for any style, but it seems the popular one. And like there are a lot of really great moments when like both people have like a sliver of health left, and any hit from anything will kill you. Yeah. So both people just pull out their shield and start blocking. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean like there's just always been like this stigma and connotation like if you're playing it wrong, which I've always like gotten frustrated with the Souls games, but again, this is kind of like your first Souls experience.
It's the first one that I have played outside of a stream. Fun fact.
So I would say it would qualify as like your first in-depth.
Yeah. One. So it's the first one that I've been able to really slow down and take my time with. So that's good.
Are you all on board for Dark Souls 3?
Yeah, I'll definitely play it. I feel like I have to play Dark Souls 2 at some point between now and then.
No.
Mostly just for context.
You could, and I can let you borrow it. But
for what? That's the problem.
Right, yeah,
I don't own a PS3.
You do it for fun.
On PS4?
It is on PS4, but Scott doesn't have a PS4.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I don't know. Maybe I like if it happens, it happens. I would like to probably play it just for the context.
Yeah.
But I will definitely be playing Dark Souls 3 for sure.
Yeah.
For reference, I went through Dark Souls 2 with the Zweihander and a club.
Mhm.
Scott fucking clubbed the boss to death with me.
That's
once.
it.
We're
No
not-
armor.
I hope that I can play. Like, it'd be really neat if you could do either like play style in Dark Souls 3, but it's
You
probably
You can.
But
The
like,
big
can
problem
you
with the
really
Dark
though?
Souls- yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like, like
I would like to port Bloodborne's combat into Dark Souls 3 if possible.
they've definitely done stuff like just from what I've seen. I haven't played any
Yeah.
Dark Souls 3.
And like
They've done stuff to make it faster and more combo based.
yeah.
But it is still going to play more like a Dark Souls game than it does.
Oh yeah, and that's fine. I don't necessarily mean to say like I want to play Bloodborne, but in this new world, like I just think that would be really neat if like they were able to combine that because into like a best of both worlds thing, which is I think what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that happens.
And they're also like bringing some weird shit like they had in Demon Souls back into it.
Sure.
So like I don't know, but I would
Hopefully,
say like
backstab protection is one of them.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
and if the level design is anywhere near as amazing as Bloodborne's is, with how everything wraps around and you can see everything from everywhere and really get that context for like being in a spot,
yeah.
then I'm all on board.
Dark Souls
So.
2 definitely had a lot of that. All those games have that.
It's always like a moment of like I get this moment of like, wow, this is awesome. Like when I open a shortcut and like realize like where in the level I've gone and how it's taken me around places. That's always so neat. Like when you first play through Central Yarnum and you wrap back around through the dark house and you open up the gate to where the first lantern is and you're like, oh, I'm here.
Yeah, for me, Dark Souls 1 had the most of that. So
Yeah, I think that all of the levels throughout a lot of the Souls games do that really well, and I think that's one of the cooler things about that game for me. So.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things that I don't like about Demon Souls is that like you have like 5 different worlds and they're all separate from one another and they're all strictly pretty linear, and like none of those worlds connect back to one another, which is like that was a different thing. They were doing a different thing and. Basically, like the jump from one world in Demon Souls to another would be like the jump from Sense Fortress to Honor Londo in Dark Souls 1.
It's funny how I remember these names,
Yeah, so
and I haven't thought about Dark Souls in a long time.
yeah, I mean like Sense Funhouse, never forget, but like that's a very like dark and like kind of like cryptic area with like a lot of soul blades and stuff, and then you jump to like this beautiful castle with the sunset in the background, like
Yeah.
very very big difference, but those worlds are still connected and there's a way to get from one to the other.
Yeah, and there are things that I like went through. There are areas in Bloodborne that feel like those areas in Souls games as well, which I think is really neat.
Yeah, they've always been really good at blending stuff together in a clever way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm glad you dug it. Like, obviously
it was a late bloomer.
it was
It's a good one.
your game of the year.
It was.
You
I
really-
could talk about Bloodborne and things around the Bloodborne universe for a long time.
Yeah.
So we won't get into it. Bloodborne spoiler cast is coming.
Poser.
keep the dream alive. But let's talk about something else. Anything else, Tony? Anything you've been playing?
I played some Tabletop Simulator. We talked about it. I bought this game on Steam earlier this week called Chiptune Champion.
Yeah.
This game is, like how I play like the keyboard guitar in Audition.
Yeah, sure.
That's that. Chiptune Champion is that, but it's all chiptune
But
music.
it's good.
It's. I mean, both are really good. I think that Chiptune Champion is not as good as the Audition guitar, but that's only because there are more things going on. Like there are more. In Chiptune Champion, I think its simplicity is something that's good about it. That you pick a chiptune basically, and there are 3 different levels. There's easy, normal, and hard. There are 5 keys, just like Rock Band or whatever, and you play. There are hammer-on notes, and it is multiplier based. So if you get your streak up to I think 30 notes, then you have a ×4 multiplier. And as soon as you miss a note, it goes back down to 0. And you go through, and it's a score based on that. It's good. The game is fun.
Sure.
There's less going on, but that's good. Like it's fun to just jump in, play some awesome chip tunes. Like there's some really good music in that game. And like I'm into leaderboards, so obviously like 6 of the songs on hard mode, I have the #1 all-time score. Obviously,
course.
yeah, of course. and I'll fight to the death for those scores. But the game is good. Like it's a fun score chase game to play that is like very in tune with my interests for like whenever I'm like just bored. So that game is good. It's $10 on Steam. Check it out. Came out a week ago. There's like one dude working on it, and he's updated the game like 6 times in the past week based on stuff like feedback from his game. It never went into early access. So I think that's like pretty rare in games on Steam made by like indie developers pretty much recently, is that it never went into early access. So that's cool.
That's a good thing, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing.
Shows an amount of confidence that
like
warming.
People who bought the game like expressed an interest in a mode where you never had to strum, so it's just like tapping all the notes, and he added that to the game because people wanted it in like 2 days. So that's cool.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's really cool how much like that developer is into like, you know, making a good game, and it shows. Yeah. So that's cool. Check that out. And then so I played Diablo 3 this week, guys.
Yeah, season 3 started?
Season 5.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, halfway there. Season 5 started yesterday, Friday, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And
what, 26 hours into it already?
Probably around 15.
Did you sleep?
Yeah. So it's weird because typically, like, I've been going to bed at like 10 p.m. and then waking up at 8. So I started at 8 and then I ended 10 hours later.
Solid.
And then I went to sleep, and then I woke up this morning and I played until like now. So that's been my life since the season started. But that's very similar to when season 4 started with Diablo. So that's just how it goes. I'll play like that for a while, and then I'll get bored and stop. But it's pretty good. Diablo's pretty good, guys.
Yeah, it's all right. I definitely like that game.
Yeah, Scott doesn't, and it's always makes me sad.
Yeah.
Nope, don't like it. Not one bit.
People like what they like.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. Whatever,
so yeah,
Scott.
we don't have to talk about Diablo. It's an old game, but there's some cool stuff going on in season 5.
They're still doing stuff with it.
Yeah, there's some neat stuff that's
They're
going
still
on.
making Diablo.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's I believe it.
All right, cool. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Nobishin's games, and then we're going to talk about news, and then we'll probably take another break and do some emails and stuff. So we will be back in just a little bit.
I think I'm gonna check out, guys.
You want to check out?
Yeah, I'm just not feeling great.
Yeah, I need you to feel better for me, Nobishin.
Yeah.
You get that rest, okay?
You got any notes on your games before you go, so you can bring it
want
up?
to say anything about it?
Nothing really. I was going to talk more about genocide mode, but I'm deciding to move right now.
Okay.
All right.
You go
Did
lay
you,
down and
did
get
you
some rest,
actually
right,
put
man?
it up, or are you just watching the Game Grumps do it?
No, I'm not watching them doing it. It was more me like getting more research into it and just
Okay.
expressing my opinion on why I didn't like it. But it's fine. Don't
Gotcha.
worry
All
about
right, you
We'll
do
talk
you,
about it
bro.
next week.
Feel better.
it. Yeah.
All
All right.
See you, man.
Later.
All right. I'm going to go refill my drink and go to the bathroom, and then we can come back.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be back momentarily.
Scott, you should check out Chiptune Champion. It's pretty awesome.
I think I'm gonna go hit some Robitussin instead.
I mean, you don't have to do it now.
But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Bum, 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 bum.
Is it John Cena?
What?
John Cena?
Yeah, there's a little different rhythm to that. Whatever I did. God, my leg has been fucking muscle's been just tightening up like a flexed dick. I don't know if you can flex your dick, but I'm so glad Nobshin's been getting into Game Grumps.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice thing. Scott, are you back?
Oh, that's funny.
What are you laughing at?
Well, Nobshin tweeted at us the context for his title, which I had seen. It's a Game Grumps thing, which I had seen, and but anyway, I started listening to it, and Aaron's like, he gives the title of the thing where it comes from.
Yeah.
So obviously, I Googled it.
Yeah.
And now I'm here, and I found where the quote comes from.
Yep. I've actually seen where that comes from before.
It has something to do with tentacle dicks.
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting. So
I think they've brought it up before. I don't know. I feel like I've heard it from Game Grumps.
yeah, but yeah, tentacle dicks. That's kind of weird.
And I haven't caught up on Endless Ocean at all, so
I find it difficult to watch that game.
I love it. Oh, did you watch the first one?
Yeah.
Did you see like the person who did that song tweeted at them?
Oh, really?
I saw that episode of Game Grumps.
That's fantastic.
It's fucking, and so that's why they bring it up in the episode of Endless Ocean 2. Like someone I guess found, like, I don't know the name of this singer. She's like some Australian folk singer. Mm-hmm. Someone like found her Twitter account and they kept tweeting it at her.
Oh, right.
She came back and she was like, "I love a lovely rendition."
Reliable 3, right, guys?
That's porn option somewhere. I hope he feels better.
Yep.
He's already lost this year's race.
So
I mean, he was on the episode.
Yeah.
So it counts.
It does.
All right, I guess that's true.
It's okay. We all know that I'm not going to win. At some point, I'm just going to be like, fuck it.
You'll quit.
No.
What if you won, Tony? What if you were the one?
We'd have to move to season 3.
Yeah, that's the end of season 2. Like, definitively,
that's when it ends.
That's when it ends.
Calling it here.
When did we start season 2 again?
At episode 251.
Why did we call it season 2 again?
It was one of my jokeners, if I may.
Ah, okay.
Because I like to open the show like a little off topic.
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, every time I look at this bubble, it's just good stuff.
Gus is fucking losing his mind upstairs. I don't know why.
All right, Nobshin's not here. I gotta try to make up titles.
Yeah, you want to keep an eye on that down there?
Should I snip it for you, Alex?
No, I'll just when I get there. All right, you guys ready?
All right.
News in gaming.
So big news in gaming, guys.
Hey, okay, news.
I found a most delightful playlist on YouTube recently, and it's not even that. It's not even.
Should we explain that Nobshin's not here anymore? Or?
No.
Okay.
He's here in spirit.
He's here in spirit. He's not feeling well. He went to go lay down, so he won't be talking about his games.
Yep.
But he did play Plants vs.
So in
Zombies
other words, you lied to them.
Yeah, he lied.
So I recently found a playlist on YouTube that, it's a genius. It's just every song that Ninja Sex Party has ever put out a music video for in order.
Yeah.
And it's great. I've been grinding Diablo to watching Ninja Sex Party at the same time.
Yeah.
Their songs are really some good
great.
stuff.
I cannot wait for their 69 music.
I know. Video. And every time the Barracorn makes an appearance,
what about
I lose my shit.
The Danny doll. What is his name? He has a name. They brought it up on Bloodborne.
I don't know, but I do know that every time it loops around to the first songs and Danny has no hair.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, he's so adorable.
Yeah, he is. What an adorable man. You know he's growing his hair out to sell it, or not sell it, to donate it to charity.
What a good guy.
God, if I was ever to marry another man, it would.
I mean, he is Jewish, so he might be selling it.
No, he's been pretty explicit about donating.
Yeah, I know.
Don't you tarnish Dan Avedon's name on this podcast. Anyway, Nabishin's not here anymore. So it's just Tony Scott and I.
Dick balls.
Thank you. Yep. All right, so that's the show. No, we got some news to talk about. First, we missed some stuff because we've been off for a couple weeks. So first up, CES happened. Oculus announced the price of the Oculus Rift, which is $600, $599 USD.
I expected it to be more.
Really?
Yeah.
More? I mean, apparently Palmer Luckey was fucking like playing crowd control back in December before they even announced the price. Like, hey, this isn't going to be as affordable as we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And they specifically said, hey, we're going to sell this at cost. So they are not making or losing any money on this. They're just selling it at cost. And this includes the Oculus Rift, the camera for the Oculus Rift, and an Xbox One controller. So, oof, that is a lot. And Palmer Luckey, well, Oculus, kind of the corporation, was estimating that about a $900 rig is what's going to be like what you're going to need to run this as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So about $850. So like total, we're looking at like if you're just buying into Oculus, right?
And
buying
for some
into
reason
VR
have like
without
a laptop.
PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you need to get a computer with this as well, it's about a $1,500 investment.
Like say your computing
which is
solution
quite a bit.
is Surface Pro.
If you're Evan Wall, and this does not include the Oculus Touch controller, which they said is not coming out until later this year. And those are like hand controllers that apparently people like quite a bit, but those are not going to come out until toward the end of calendar 2016. Now, the Oculus also comes with Lucky's Tale, which is a colorful 3D platformer. And if you pre-order it, it'll also come with Eve Valkyrie, which is like a space shooter. Space combat game, as this Giant Bomb story says. So, like, the graphics requirements, just to name them off, is like NVIDIA GTX 970 or an AMD R9 290. You need equivalent to that or greater. A CPU, an Intel i5 4590 equivalent or greater. 8 or more gigs of RAM. HDMI out. 3 USB 3.0 ports. And one USB 2.0 port.
So far, I've got 3 of like the 8 things
And
situated.
It has to be Windows 7 or greater. So Windows 7 or Windows 10. So I'm just not even going to list off Windows 8 because I figure it's just fuck Windows 8. But yeah, that's a lot of USB ports also, like, which is weird.
Yeah, it's many USB ports.
4 ports just to run the Oculus Rift. That's not including like whatever mouse keyboard setup you got already, or controllers. So, yeah, apparently,
Yeah, you need a lot of ports.
In 2014, Palmer Luckey was saying like they wanted to aim for a $200 to $400 price range. Obviously, this is a lot more than that. You know, things have changed, but you know, I don't think this is surprising. Some people expected more. You know, word on the street is the HTC Vive, which is kind of like the other major PC VR thing, is going to cost like fucking $1,500 by itself with all the stuff that it comes with. That's not even including the computer. So, I don't know. It's very pricey.
Yeah.
People are upset about it, understandably so. But like, it's not. I don't think it's terribly surprising. I still think PlayStation VR is going to come in under this. I would guess around $400 is what I think is going to come out at. Just because like that thing has to be cheap because people aren't going to pay that much more for something that has to plug into their console that they had to spend $400 or $350 on already. That's just the reality of the situation. But yeah, I think if people really want to get on board with VR but don't have money to spend, PSVR is going to be fine for that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like this is not going to be cheap until people have adopted it, and there's a lot of people making games for VR. So right now we don't have that.
Yeah, this is a big buy-in for the early adopters, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I'm sure, Scott, you are even more turned off to Oculus than you were before.
Well, I mean, like, not any more than I was before, because you got to understand that if it was free, I still probably wouldn't have it.
He would totally have it if it was free. Let's be real.
Yeah,
No,
on,
it's
you
not
would just
true.
get it to sell it.
I mean, like, if it was free, I wouldn't be able
No,
to
I
sell it for anything.
I know.
I mean, like, I'd be just like, nah.
But if it was free, I feel like you'd be more likely to give it a shot.
Well, I mean, if you buy it, I'll give it a shot anyway.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean,
it's free for you regardless.
Alex and I will probably have it. Let's.
Yeah, I mean, like, I want to have an Oculus. Like, I've already decided that, like, my kind of first VR thing will be PSVR because it's going to be the cheapest.
Yeah, it's the best way to test the waters.
It's like, there's not a lot of cost to entry there, and I already got a PS4, and I already know that Sony's going to support it at least a little bit, even if it's like PlayStation Move and it dies after a year. Like, I'll have some games to play on it. So, like, there's not like too much worry there. And at some point, because I am a VR believer, I think it's going to catch on.
Yeah, sadly, the next VR thing can't happen unless you adopt this one.
Yeah, and like I think, I mean, just to finish what I was saying, like I'm gonna get a gaming PC at some point, and I would just be careful to get one that is also compatible with Oculus, and then at some point I would get an Oculus, or an HTC Vive. It would be dependent on one of those two. Probably Oculus Rift because I don't want to fucking dedicate a room to this shit in my house.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be adopted by more than just video games, and that's going to help push VR like kits. But we'll see. It's hard to say. I mean, like this is the year when this shit's coming out. I think this time, 2017, we'll at least have a temperature on where VR is at in the public's hands. What people think of it, how well it works, how many people
Right,
have
because
it.
the last time they tried, oh man.
Yeah, I mean, the 90s VR shit was fucking terrible. I mean, just look at the Virtual Boy and you're all set.
All hail Virtual Boy.
All hail the Virtual Boy. So yeah, I'm like, I'm curious to see, like I said, what the temperature of VR is going to be in January 2017.
It's gonna be hot.
I hope so. I hope it's hot. We'll have to wait and see. One other thing, like I don't think we're going to talk about this too much, but Activision Blizzard bought MLG, which is weird. Like the
the
brand.
big question is, why?
Yeah, I mean, like
Like,
Blizzard's
what?
got their like competitive gaming stuff, like with StarCraft, and seems like they might be leaning towards hoping Overwatch turns into something like that. But yeah, I don't know why.
Right, but like, even if you do that, like, what?
Yeah, I have no right answer for you. They say they want to create the ESPN of esports. But like,
Yeah.
and that's those words right out of Bobby Kodak's mouth, so it's legit. He was in Moneyball. He's for serious. I don't know, like ESPN's already showing esports on their channel, so like whatever. It's like that happened a couple weeks ago, like right in the first week of the year. I just thought I'd mention it just because it's weird.
Mm-hmm. It's a little weird.
Amazon Prime has a new deal related to video games.
Trying to one up the Best Buy.
Working on that Best Buy territory. Basically, all pre-orders of video games and all new video games purchased within the first 2 weeks of release get a 20% discount, much like Best Buy's Gamer Club Unlocked. Now, Nabish and I have been big proponents of the Gamer Club Unlocked. Kind of really helped us out in the busy 2015 year, and you as well, Tony.
Yep.
Great deal. Just any new game, 20% off.
Sure am glad I bought that.
Yeah. So like this is just included with your Amazon Prime subscription, which I know most people have, or most people that shop online a lot do. So like Amazon Prime's already worth it. This just makes it even more worth it. The only difference
You're
is
worth
like,
it.
thanks. Aw. You're worth it.
If you were an online subscription service, I'd probably give you like a good month.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the only difference here is it only lasts after the game's released for 2 weeks. Where with Gamer Club Unlocked, you could go to Best Buy and pick up any new game
Yeah, as long
for
as it's
20% off.
closed box.
And you also get like accrued points with Best Buy, but like whatever. you don't have to leave your house if you order off Amazon. So
And that's a big selling point for Mr. O'Neill.
that is. I mean, it's
It is
$12 off any new video game.
The more often that he can stay inside.
Fuck yeah. So that's it. That's like tough to beat. And if you pre-order a game and you have Prime, it'll deliver the day of release. So it'll just show up.
Yeah.
I definitely saw some people tweeting out over the holidays, like with this deal and with Best Buy's Gamer Club Unlocked, like, you know, digital storefronts need to step it up. Which I definitely like. You know, I would love to see this result in like maybe some pre-order deals with digital storefronts as well. But we'll see.
I mean, they need
Could
to
be
step it
interesting.
up if you're not into physical copies of anything. I mean, they don't really need to.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go all digital, you know, digital will always be more convenient. But you know, it is like a really tough, like for people who don't have a lot of money to spend on games, like it is tough to compete with. Like, hey, this is $12 off any new game. Like, if you're into buying games the day they come out, like, you know,
It's a free game for every 5.
yeah. So that's that shit builds up. Like, definitely using like, hey, free game with every 5 you buy. Like, I probably got 2 free games in 2015. So like that shit builds up. Nomission's not here, which sucks, but Scalebound was delayed until 2017. Like, I think Nomission and I are the only ones here that are really excited for it, mostly because it's an Xbox One exclusive. So
I mean, I do not have one of those.
I'm pretty sure he's pretty bummed about it for people's reference. So
It's kind of funny that, like, 2016 begins, hey, by the way, this game that we delayed to 2016, 2017.
to be fair, like, if all the games that people have started saying are coming out in 2016 were delayed to 2017 within January, and we had like an accurate expectation of the year, like right off the bat.
Oh, yeah, I think it's...
I'd feel way better about that.
Yeah, I think it's better than, like, hey, this game is supposed to release in a week, give us another year.
Yeah. I mean, like, Uncharted got delayed like 3 weeks, and this got delayed to 2017. But as far as I know, those are the only delays that have happened so far this year. But we'll see. We shall
Persona
see.
5 delayed to 2018.
Ooh, that would be rough.
That'd be a tough pill to swallow.
I've been talking about that game a lot on some podcasts. I was on a Comics and Joysticks podcast, episode 16, this past week, and I think I sold a couple of copies of Persona 5 just like based on my excitement for that alone. So, yeah, no, I think that game comes out this year.
Yeah,
We'll get
I
to
think
that
it does.
in a second. Got some predictions. How do you feel about this, Scott? Twilight Princess is coming to the Wii U this year in March, as we know, in
Okay.
HD form. How would you feel if they added a new dungeon to Twilight Princess, but you could only access it if you had a Wolf Link amiibo?
Kind of sounds like, you know, the Amiibo DLC that we were talking about way earlier.
Kind of, yeah. So, an Amazon, this isn't confirmed. An Amazon France listing suggested that the Wolf Link amiibo, that comes with some copies of the game, would open up a new dungeon called the Twilight Cave. The translation reads, unlocks bonus with the Legend of Zelda amiibos. Tap all the amiibos for Zelda series to unlock bonuses in games such as regenerating your life, getting arrows for your bow. The new Wolf Link amiibo even allows you to get into a new dungeon, the Twilight Cave. The data recorded on this amiibo can be transferred to the next episode on Wii U. I don't know what that last bit means, but yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel pretty shitty about it. I would say, like, there are definitely some people
I want to say the worst part about it is it's not that you have to buy an amiibo for it, because
yeah.
It's not
that you have to find the amiibo for it.
Yeah.
That's true.
If the Wolf Link amiibo is as hard to find as most amiibos are, then that would be pretty shitty.
Yeah, it is not a positive trend,
No.
let's say.
Bad trend in gaming. The please stop right off the bat. I would, yeah, I
Please
mean, like,
stop.
it is like if there was no other way to get into it, right? If you could like, hey, spend the same amount for the amiibo.
There's no way to roll your dice in Amiibo Festival other than tapping your Amiibo.
Yeah, you got to tap that wolf amiibo on Amiibo Festival. Have a wolf dance around a game board for you.
So Nintendo has given you a feature that you can only use with an Amiibo.
You can't even play that game without it.
Exactly.
So,
and you can win the game easier if you have an Amiibo.
true.
It's almost like that game's pay to win.
Pay to win, amiibo style. I mean, like, I saw some people tweeting about like this doesn't take anything away from Twilight Princess HD, which is true. Like that game is still complete. It's still worth the value proposition, just like all the other.
There's still that extra dungeon there without the new extra dungeon there.
Yeah, I mean, like that game is still like a full game. This doesn't mean like they're selling an incomplete product and asking you to pay more for it. I disagree with that idea. But it is weird, and I think it's kind of shitty to lock new content in a game behind like a physical purchase. Because like let's say you get the digital version of Twilight Princess HD off the eShop, right? And like then you have to go out and buy this amiibo or order it online or something in order to access a part of it. Now this isn't confirmed yet. But like I said, if there was just like a way to buy your way into the dungeon, like DLC pretty much, like online digitally, just buy a DLC pack that unlocks the dungeon in the game for you without having to get the amiibo, I would feel better about it, but we'll see.
And then the DLC pack costs more than the amiibo.
That's where I draw the line. I mean, like I'm interested in Twilight Princess HD,
I'm not.
I like that game. When I went back to it and played it a couple years ago in 2014 for Alex Plays Zelda, I liked it a lot more than I thought I would, but or a lot more than I remembered like he did. But I like the idea of them adding something to that game because I feel like they should have added stuff to Wind Waker if they had the chance to go and remake that game. Like, there were dungeons taken out of that game, and if any game needed it, it would be Wind Waker, in my opinion. But
right, because especially because of the way the Wind Waker was set up, there's a pretty big ocean, and it's not like the ocean was quote unquote empty, but there's a lot of ocean there. Because it felt that way because when you went and found something, what you found was so little, so insignificant, you might as well not even worried about it in the first place.
Yeah. And like the fire and ice dungeons were cut from that game. Like when you go to those islands, it's like, oh, this was clearly supposed to be a lot more than this. So if they had gone back and like fleshed those out a little bit or just added stuff,
that game's still got a lot of stuff in it.
It does. But if like of all of the re-releases they've done,
right,
Wind Waker would have been the one they should have added stuff.
Right, because it's like I don't really care about the Twilight Princess not having that extra dungeon.
Yeah, right. Like Twilight Princess got dungeons. Yeah, it's got like 7 of them, like 12.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
And then there's an extra dungeon already in the game.
Yeah,
extra dungeon already in the game.
Yeah, so like, it's weird that they're adding it to Twilight Princess.
Right.
Of all the games.
Of all the games, you add it to the game with the most dungeons.
Yeah, Twilight Princess got dungeons for days. But whatever. That game's cool. I'm curious to see what that HD re-release looks like. And the last bit of news we got, I'm gonna need your help with, Scott. The NPDs for 2015 overall have come out.
That's right, fancy.
That's a top 10 list.
Man, I am scared to see this list.
Yeah, you are. You should be.
All right. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
I mean, yeah.
You're a liar. All right. At number 10, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
At number 10, Call of Duty the last year, the 2014 Call of Duty.
Right. At number 9, Mortal Kombat X.
Yay!
Console versions. Number 8, FIFA 16.
Okay.
At number 7, Minecraft. At number 6, NBA 2K16.
Mm-hmm.
At number 5, nothing.
Nothing makes his triumphant return. Grand Theft Auto 5.
Hey, fuck you, nothing. At number 4, Star Wars Battlefront.
Yes.
At number 3, Fallout 4.
Yeah.
At number 2, Madden NFL 16. And at number 1, Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
Yay! I'm very surprised to see Fallout 4 actually sold more than Battlefront with all the Star Wars hype that was going on, but...
Yeah, there was pretty good timing with those releases. Too.
Yeah. Pretty ridiculous. Again, this is only retail sales, so this isn't counting digital. New games sold or made $13.1 billion for the second year in a row at U.S. retailers. And that was mostly on new consoles. So, like, you know, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare sold most on Xbox Ones, right? It's weird. Like, you look at this list, and it orders them, like, from best-selling to worst-selling consoles at retail. So, Black Ops 3 sold best on Xbox One, which is weird. Battlefront sold best on Xbox One, which is also weird considering the marketing campaign Sony had with Battlefront. But also, that doesn't include bundles, and there's a PS4 Battlefront bundle. Call of Duty is number 1. The NPD group said it's not surprising. It's kind of been the case for the past few years. Fallout 4 was near the top of the list. I think like they said the game sold like over 10 million units already. But yeah, Madden was still in the top 3. A lot of known quantities. But new consoles did really well in 2015 from what I understand, so as you might expect. But a big year for video games. Who's killing a dog? Is that you, Tony, or you, Scott?
No, he just does that.
Oh, okay.
That's Chester. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he does that.
Just hanging out, barking, having a good time.
Yes, he does that.
You walk in the door, that's what you get.
What you
Every
see
time.
is what you get. So I thought since this is our first show of 2016, we could kick things off with some predictions for the year. We got some email predictions as well.
Minecraft will sell a lot of copies.
I think that's definitely a safe bet. It's been in the MPD since like it went into early access. Well, it's been in the listing since it went into early access. I didn't know if you guys had any speculation in the new year.
Persona 5 delayed
Do you really think it'll be delayed though?
indefinitely.
Indefinitely delayed.
No, Persona will come out. I think Kingdom Hearts will get delayed.
Kingdom Hearts doesn't have a release date. So
I know. It's going to get delayed. It's going to have a release date, then get delayed.
It would be crazy if they announced a release date. I had a couple that I had been tossed around. I think PSVR is going to come out in the summer. I think we're going to hear about that very soon. I don't think it's going to do very well. But
I don't think I think a lot of the VR stuff, especially that one's not going to do very well.
yeah, I definitely
gate.
think like that the cost stuff is going to hold VR back for a couple of years.
Yeah.
That's
I
where
see
think,
that.
I think it's going to hold this wave of VR back.
Yeah, I mean like I think it
Not
will
just
catch
for a
on.
couple of years. I just mean it like indefinitely. I don't
There
think it was going to kick it off.
There are a lot of people with a lot of money that is very dependent on people buying it. So I think there's going to be a lot of effort put into getting people to buy this thing.
Yeah, I mean like when you got Facebook money to throw around,
That's true.
like it's hard to say where it's going to be. I just like I think it's going to be a little while. I would say maybe 2 years before VR really picks up, which is going to be rough. It's going to be a rough couple of years for early adopters like me, which like that's why I think it. One of the reasons why I feel okay buying into PlayStation VR over like Oculus and HTC, just because
Yeah.
like I know there will be a certain amount of support there.
It's all right. We'll get our Sword Art Online eventually.
I mean, Nerve Gear, that's the destination sensation.
Yeah.
Nope, not doing it.
That is VR's destiny.
Nope, not doing
Yeah.
it.
Scott, don't you want to get trapped in a virtual world
But
For-
what if it's better than
for
in real
multiple years?
life? Yeah, 3 fucking years. Wake up malnourished. Trade off.
Yeah.
I think the NX will come out this year. I'm one of the people that believes that they will announce
That would
it
be cool. Yeah, announce at E3.
announce at E3, date, price, launch lineup, and we're talking like baller launch lineup.
I think that out for Christmas 2016 sounds right.
Yeah, because like
holiday, whatever.
My thing with that is, I've been listening to a lot of predictions podcasts, and like the thing is they're very much in Dreamcast territory already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of like if they wait until next year, it's way too late. Like it's way too late. If they announce it this year, it's late, but they could recover that.
Yeah.
And like I definitely agree with the idea that this time next year, and Colin Moriarty said this on the Kind of Funny Games cast, like this time next year, we will know if Nintendo's future is destined to just be software developer or to stay in the hardware race. Because like if they launch this holiday and they still do terribly, like right out of the gate, like I don't know if they're going to be able to get that back. If
That's
they
fair.
if they put out 2 pieces of hardware back to back that just do bad,
Yeah.
like they can't piss away this money forever. They have a lot of money, they can't piss it away forever.
Yeah. I think on the subject of NX, something that I wouldn't say it's likely, but it'd be cool. NX has Wii U backwards compatibility.
Yeah, I think it has to. At this
Yeah,
point.
because that was such a short-lived console.
4 years since it came out. At this point.
And there's, I think launching a console with backwards compatibility is really nice for the console because there's not that, what do I play on this?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it works out for me because I don't have a Wii U, right?
Yeah.
And there are games on Wii U there are like 3 specific games on Wii U that I would like to play, but can't really justify buying a console for.
Yeah.
So that works out for me. But just in terms of NX, I think that backwards compatibility with the Wii U is like something that, if possible, and we know very little about it, would be a huge selling point for it, and so that would be neat to see.
Right. It would. What I would think that they should do, like for that, it's the Wii remotes had compatibility at upwards, or the Wii U had backwards compatibility with the peripherals that the Wii had.
Yeah.
Like
and
as well
backwards
as
compatibility
the games.
for the Wii games.
Yeah,
as
for
well.
everything.
Right. I think at this point they can drop the Wii games.
Yeah.
For that going forward, but if they bring forward the gamepad,
Yeah.
then
That's what I was thinking,
that
too.
would be huge.
Yeah. And like I think Nintendo, and it's hard because Nintendo is such a weird thing. They're launching their mobile stuff this year with DNA, so we're finally going to get a better idea of that. And I think that's going to be big. And like I could like honestly see them within the next 2 years like launching some of their games on PC, as well as whatever their hardware is. Like, because the DNA deal they were talking about, they're working on creating a system where your Wii U, 3DS, NX, and PC all talk to each other, and certain and cell phone all talk to each other, and certain games will be able to communicate between your cell phone and your NX and your PC. So I could see, like, I don't think NX exclusive games are going to come out for PC, but I could see some of those mobile games that they make finding their way onto like Steam or something, which I think is a little crazy. I don't think that we'll see that this year in 2016, but I could totally see it happening in 2017. But yeah, like the Wii U is done really poorly. Like I think the PS4 has sold over 30 million units, and the Wii U has sold 12. And the Wii U is twice as old as the PS4, or a year older than the PS4. Came out in 2012. PS4 came out in 2013. And that's just like, whew, that's rough. Sold like 3 times as well. And Xbox One, I think, is outpacing Wii U as well. And that's probably around like 20 million, still like 10 behind PS4, but it's still doing really well. Outpacing Xbox 360. And then, like, I didn't expect the Wii U to do better than the Wii, but like that, with a name like Wii U and like the gamepad and so like pretty much 0 third-party support except for like launch, it's just done so poorly. Even if there are great games on it, like there are games that I love on there, but it's hard, like it's tough for them. But yeah, I think NX comes out this year. God, my phone keeps making my stuff go off. And I think the only other thing, like software wise, like I think Persona 4 hits this year, or Persona 5, whichever game.
I hope so.
I hope so.
It's already a month late.
Like I think that that game is probably they probably just want to release that worldwide around the same time.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I think Final Fantasy 15 comes out this year. Like that, it has to at this point.
Yeah.
I can't think of like anything else that's been in the works forever that has to come out this year. Maybe like the
Starbound.
Starbound comes out this year, probably. No, I think No Man's Sky does actually hit in June. I don't think it gets delayed again.
That'd be cool.
I don't think it's going to be a PSVR launch title. I think that's a little too hopeful. But
At this point, it should be.
And Last
Delay it
Guardian, I
again.
think, totally
Fuck
happens this year.
Delay it again.
Delay it again. Make it PSVR. It's the only way to make it work.
Yeah.
And we got some predictions from some other people.
I bet there'll be a Call of Duty game.
Almost definitely. There are rumors that there's not going to be an Assassin's Creed game this year.
That'd be nice.
It would be nice. Take a year off. Take a breather.
Make the next one good.
Yeah.
Probably still won't play it.
You probably definitely won't play it.
I actually played pretty much all the other ones except for the last two.
Or take the team and do something more interesting.
Yeah, that's the dream, pretty much. You got like pretty
Do
much
something.
Give Assassin's Creed a good 3-year break. Come back real strong.
Yeah, make a Rayman game with that team.
Do something with less parkour and less viewpoints.
Yeah, it's called fucking Beyond Good and Evil 2. Please, somebody just make that fucking game. That game is done. I said if they don't talk about it at E3 2015, that game doesn't exist anymore. And they didn't. It doesn't. It's gone.
It never existed.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably never. Nope.
We got some email predictions from a couple of people. Brant, our good friend Brant Ranch, sent in some email predictions. He said, 1, the NX will launch this year and will bring it with it a PSN/Xbox Live account system. Which I think is, I'm definitely there. He said, prediction 2, that I will apply and get a job in the game industry, and if I should choose to take it. Very nice. I got a couple people that tweeted that at me when I asked for predictions before we started recording. Very sweet of you. I don't think it's going to happen, but hopefully I will.
I'm thinking next.
Little do you know.
Not this one. Next.
Little do you know, behind the scenes, I am constantly working to stop that from ever happening.
That's what it is. I got into college. Also, I didn't mention it in the bonus content.
Yeah, congratulations.
But I was accepted into university. Thank you. Which I didn't think I was going to get it. I'm definitely not going to be able to go this semester, but I'm going to probably go summer semester.
This is cool because now you can be like, oh yeah, you accepted me. Bye, Felicia. See you later.
Well, I mean, I still have to pay them a certain amount of money so that they don't take me off their enrollment, but so they win actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got my acceptance letter on Wednesday, and the semester starts on January 25th. And it's a very large university, so like probably all the classes I would need to take are full.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yeah, thanks. That was very useful of you to send me this fucking letter way too late. But at least I got in, which is good. I'll be able to go soon. It's not in the spring. And Harold sent us an email in.
Cool.
He said, hey, iPeeps. Hope New Year is treating you well. Here are my predictions for 2016. He says NX will be shown at E3, but is not coming out until 2017.
Death sentence.
Zelda delayed to NX launch. Other titles will include Pikmin 4, Animal Crossing, Splatoon, and a new F-Zero. Those are solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
I actually
Hopeful, but solid.
I would prefer that Zelda was delayed to the NX launch.
I think
At this point, yeah.
I think like Zelda guaranteed. Like I don't know if it only comes out on Wii U, but it definitely comes out on Wii U because it would burn way too many people if it didn't come out on Wii U.
A lot of people, just get Wii U for Zelda. So
yeah, people buy Nintendo consoles just for Zelda games. Partly I do, honestly.
I buy Nintendo consoles for Monster Hunter games.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, if they said
And Animal Crossing.
Zelda 2016 or whatever it's going to be called only is coming out on NX and it's not coming out until next year only for NX, like people would fucking lose it. They would burn too much good grace with that. Forza Horizon 3 is coming this year. It's totally awesome, he says. Jackbox releases Party Pack 3 featuring Drawful 2 with audience mode. That could be cool. Guild of Dungeoneering comes to mobile. Nobody notices.
That game's good. I talked about it.
Yeah.
I played that game. It's a good game.
Good.
Own that game.
Desert Bus for Hope 10 raises $700,000 for Child's Play. I hope so. New Pokemon game announced. That's a good point. It has been very long since this Pokemon game was announced.
What if it's not like a letter or color or something to for its title? What if it's just like Pokemon the Experience?
Pokemon the Experience. I mean, like,
well, that Pokemon Geo game is coming out for mobile.
Yeah, that got delayed, so we don't know when that's coming out. But yeah, it's coming out at some point.
Yeah, at some point this year,
Geocaching
probably.
Pokemon game. The Pokemon tournament, the Pokemon Tekken game, is coming out in March.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a good point. There's got to be a new Pokemon. It's been way too long. Sonic and All Stars Racing 3, Sonic Generations 2 coming. No way Sonic Generations 2 is happening. He says, this one hurts. Harmonix does not make it through the year. I really hope I'm wrong, but I feel the sky's been falling for a while. He says, H-Bomb and Friends is number 100 is totally epic. That's next week. Also, I might be there. Samantha Coleman defends her title at Southern Slam, loses to Dan Reichert at Paxamania, who then loses to Alex Navarro at the PAX Rumble. My game of the year hasn't even been announced yet. Okay, that's it for now. H out. I hope.
If you're gonna be on H Bomb Friends 100, I'm gonna crash. I'm gonna crash that show.
I can tell you, guaranteed, Harold is down. Ethan is calling me.
I know Harold's down.
You should let him know. I'm sure he'd love to have you on. It's
Well,
next Wednesday.
Yeah.
When?
Oh,
Next
that might
Wednesday.
be a problem.
Scotty, you gonna show up too?
Yeah. Time.
Probably between 8 or 9 p.m.
That's
I probably
fine.
won't be there. Job.
That's true. Those are good predictions, though. I think Silver PR's got some in his voicemail, which we'll get to in a second. I will say, like, I hope like that my game of the year hasn't been announced, even though it's probably going to end up being Persona 5. Like, if there is something that comes out this year that's better than Persona 5, that's very exciting.
I think that is not extremely unlikely
Really,
for you.
for me,
Yeah,
I don't know. I have a lot of a very raging Persona hard on, so
I know, and that's part of the reason why I think that it's not unlikely.
yeah. Okay. We'll see. I'm working on a most anticipated feature for IrrationalPassions.com. Don't know if you've heard of it. It's a website.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, probably not. So I talk a little bit about my worries with Persona 5 on there, but we'll see. Any specific games like you guys want to talk about? The Division's coming out. Tony and I are going to play that beta together, probably.
Am I? Do I need to pre-order this game now?
Yep. Yes, you do.
Scott, do you need to pre-order this game now?
I'm playing the beta.
I have to pre-order slots at your house.
There you go.
All right.
I'm Bloodborne this.
All right.
Bloodborne this. I'm very... The Division got some previews that went out yesterday, Friday.
Yeah.
And they're all positive for the most part.
Honestly, before we go too far, Scott could probably just show up at my house at this point and just play games and then leave, and no one would care.
Yeah. Any like specific things that you're worried about? Anything you're excited about between the two of you?
No Man's Sky is just going to be super average, and I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed about that, but I'm super prepared for it to just be super average.
I don't think it's going to be super average, but I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's not what people expect it's going to be.
I think that the Xbox One community is gonna be in for a surprise when I take the world by storm.
Here we go.
And maybe buy one this year. I don't know.
Maybe. $350 is hard to beat. It's a good price for an Xbox One.
I'll buy it for $2.
Okay, chill.
Video games are cool. I'm excited for a lot of the indie games that are going to come out this year that no one knows anything about.
Yep. I think it's going to be a good year for those.
Yeah, because I don't know anything about them.
Because there are always stuff. There's always stuff that just pops up.
I got a lot.
There are
out this year.
Yeah, and there are a lot of good things that just pop up out of nowhere.
Firewatch.
What even is that game?
What even is Firewatch? Hyper Light Drifter looks awesome. Below, which I've been talking about forever, it seems like, Chasm is coming out this year, which is from Maryland developer, Discord Games. So that game looks awesome. It's like a procedurally generated Metroidvania. Yeah, there's a lot of good indie stuff coming out this year. Scott, anything you're looking forward to? Worried about anything?
Not really.
I do want to go through
nothing set in stone for the year. So
yeah, I do want to go through like the big list of games for 2016, but I don't want to do that without an option here.
Yeah, we can do that another time.
Yeah.
We got like how many weeks? Like 50?
Yeah, we got a handful of weeks left. Yeah, it's gonna be a good year. 2015 was a really good year for video games for me. So I'm also very excited about 2016. So I don't know. How about I play you a voicemail from our good friend Silver PR? How's that sound?
I'm looking forward to it already.
The first is Silver PR voicemail of 2016. He actually he gave me a hint as to what's going on in this. I'm very curious to see what he was talking about.
All right, guys. Silver PR here.
Hi.
2016.
Hey, yeah.
Pretty much 2016.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
God damn it. It's been salty fucking week for me starting up the fucking year. Okay, this is how it goes down. First thing. On Monday, they announced that all the GameStops in Puerto Rico are going to close. Now, before you say, oh, well, great, it's a GameStop, it's an illegal company. No, it's not good. We don't have other retails just like that dedicated to video games. None. Best Buy and Walmart are really shitty for that kind of thing. It's kind of bad trying to pre-order shit through those stores. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. So it's a bummer because the convenience of pre-ordering things is going to go away. Take for me example, and I've been saying it on Twitter. I had a Fight Pro pad, something like that. Anyway, a controller that's for the dedicated for fighting games, and I lost my pre-order because this was not going to arrive, regardless of the pre-order. So I asked for my money back, and something happened, and I needed to spend that money that was going to be for the controller on something else, and I don't have the money for the controller, so that sucks. And then I get payday today, yesterday, sorry, and I was going to send my car for fixing, and Lord behold, thank God I didn't need a tow truck. My car gets one of the wheel tires of my car got jammed because there was some sound, and I was going to take it before something bad happens. And Lord behold, it did something happen when I took it to the mechanic. So God knows if something else works, and I have to spend more money than I was planning to. So
I'm sorry, Silver PR.
2016
Sending you love.
for me. Fuck my government. Fuck stores. This country is going out. Don't come to Puerto Rico, guys. It's shitty right now. And I don't think you'll know the politics with 20 lives is going to fix shit down here. So, oh man, I'm going to plan to get out of this fucking country. This is going to be a shit show. Anyway, maybe next week I'll be more positive and talk about games again. I needed to take some shit out of my chest. So, right now, guys, I love you guys. Let's hope 2016 is great. Without further ado, so we are. What's fucking left of him for now. Signing out.
I hope.
Bye, guys.
I hope 2016 goes from 2016 to 2016.
I think 2016 is finally the year that Silver PR Senpai will notice me.
Hopefully, he'll say anything about you, Tony.
Yeah.
Anything.
I don't know. I think he's playing it up.
I think it's intentional.
It might be.
All the GameStops in Puerto Rico are closing. All of them.
Every single one.
Every single one. That's crazy. Apparently, GameStop stock prices aren't doing very well, even though they had a pretty good year in 2015.
Yep, the Best Buy thing probably has something to do with that.
I hope so. It's a really good deal. And fuck GameStop. Like I know, like you need those dedicated video game retailers.
Right, because what keeps that deal at Best Buy for us going is that we have these guys who do the pre-orders. So, and not everybody has the Best Buy game thing. So
Yeah.
when you want the games, they're there.
Yeah.
When you don't have that, lo and behold, the new games aren't there. And then when he tries to buy into it, he can't get. He has to either A, wait in line for a game, or B, it's not going to be there, and then he's not. Something's going to happen where he's not going to be able to take advantage of that discount.
Here's my thing, though. My theory for you, SilverPure. My 2016 prediction for you. The reason that most mom and pop game stores died out is because GameStop took over. You know, GameStop, EB Games, Babbage's, et cetera, et cetera. The competition was gone. So, with GameStop gone, you know, it's possible that those mom and pop stores might come back and they might treat their customers better than like GameStop would, because literally anyone could treat their customers better than GameStop would. And without GameStop that supply and demand need is still there. Like, people need to supply an exclusive video
Right. The
game
only
retail.
other thing that would be good news for you is if Best Buy started like trying to take GameSpot stop in your area and started to allow
GameSpot stop.
game EB Games, try to take EB Games over.
There you go. This is the loophole. Yeah, no, I think, yeah, if Best Buy or Walmart or other retailers step their game up, or if like, you know, if like there's a lack in that supply and demand, someone might pop up and try and make that happen. And now Amazon's got a pretty good deal. Might be worth investing in Amazon Prime.
If you, for some reason, aren't already.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope things work out.
Chances are things, because GameStop is gone 6 months down the line, things are going to start to look a little better.
Hopefully.
Until then, those you're going to be in a rough spot for a while.
Yeah. I hope things clear up soon. Until then, use Amazon or digital storefronts. I would say, like, you know, I stopped pre-ordering games a long time ago. 'Cause
Right.
It's kind of gross. I don't want to incentivize publishers to bank on
Right,
pre-orders.
like the one of the games I would have pre-ordered would have been Fantasy Life, because they didn't really have a gigantic promotional thing that says, "Hey, you should pre-order this game,"
Yeah.
knowing really what it is.
Yeah, and like and there might be low stock for something like Fantasy Life as well.
Right, and like that would be the reason why you would pre-order it.
Yeah. But now I just mostly, if I don't buy it digitally, I'll just go and get it the day of release. So, like you know, for example, Fallout 4, I didn't pre-order, and I was the only one that didn't pre-order it at the Best Buy I went to get it at midnight, and there was a huge long pre-order line, and there wasn't a line for people who didn't pre-order because it was just me.
Yep.
So I walked in, got my game, and walked out before any of the people who pre-order it did. So, joke's on them, I guess.
Right. It's really because how hard they push the pre-order numbers
Exactly.
there. It's you
like,
gotta take the risk with the stock. You have to.
Yeah, like, it's just a marketing campaign, right? Like, for the most part, video games are very well stocked.
I can't remember the last time that I went to buy a video game and it's been out of stock.
Yeah. Like, 3DS
I've done it
games,
a couple times.
Like, Fire Emblem was the last time where I wanted to buy a physical video game and nobody had it.
No, I can remember. It was Monster Hunter 4U. That
Yeah,
was
that-
impossible to find.
Like, I feel like 3DS games, especially Japanese 3DS games, are hard to find because they just don't ship a lot.
Yeah.
And, like, the worst thing you got to do is just download it digitally at that point.
Yeah, that's what I ended up having to do with Monster Hunter, and it's like the one game that I really wanted to get on cartridge because, well, one, I just like to have like physical copies of my games, and two, it takes up the entirety of my storage on my 3DS to download that game. So
Yeah, Fire Emblem's the only time I ever had to do it.
Right.
But yeah, it's just marketing. The pre-order bonuses are usually not worth it. You know, I don't know. Like, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't pre-order game. Well, I am telling you that you shouldn't pre-order.
Yeah,
games.
you probably
But you know, just keep that in mind, SilverPR. Unless like Puerto Rico is like notoriously low stock for video games. Like he was saying, like Best Buy and Walmart don't have like a lot of those games, and they're bad for pre-ordering. But if pre-ordering is the only thing you're worried about, like a place like Amazon can have you covered. That's it. That's all. That's all of the mail sack. If you'd like to be a part of the show, you can email us mailsack@irrationalpassions.com, just like Brant and Harold did. And if you'd like to leave us a voicemail like Silver PR did, 404-590-1337 is the phone number. Standard long distance fees do apply, though. You can follow each of us on Twitter. I'm at Alfighter27. Scott is at WhatTechuz. Nabashin is at NABESHIN186. And Tony's at Tony Horvath. All one word. And you can follow the site on Twitter at IrrationalPod. Some other stuff, rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. That would help us out a lot. Check out the other VG Evo network podcasts, of which we are a part of, and Malicious Pod X, because there are weird sister podcasts about anime. Greg puts a lot of work in that show. I'm going to start getting back to streaming. I think I'm going to try and stream some stuff this weekend. Twitch.tv/IrrationalPassions. And YouTube.com/IrrationalPassions. There's Let's Plays that go up every day. Brant and I just finished playing Pokemon Snap together. That was a fucking adventure. You should watch that because it's weirdly sexual. And Sly Cooper is going to continue on Monday. And then Tony and I are doing a Let's Play after Sly Cooper's done. So
It's pretty hype. Get ready.
Really don't be excited. Really don't be.
Super be excited about it.
And of course, tell your friends about the show. Word of mouth is the best way to spread the love. We'd super appreciate it. And for everything else, Irrational Passions, IrrationalPassions.com. So check out our Game of the Year stuff. We put a lot of work into it. Normally we would do a closing topic, but we've been going for like 2 hours. So I think we're good. Adamation's not here. It feels dirty to do it without him. He's the progenitor of this stuff. Mm-hmm. Maybe we can Netflix and chill together sometime.
Maybe.
Know what I mean?
No.
That's the show. How you guys feeling?
Good.
Good. I like some of these titles.
Kind of hungry. I haven't eaten yet.
I had a grilled cheese sandwich before we started.
Should I make one of those?
It was delicious.
Should I put some bacon jam in it?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And when Scott said yes, then you have to.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I mean, like, you have to make sure that the bacon jam is inside and not on top.
Okay.
Yeah, that's sometimes kind of like an of course thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of like a yeah. Hey, you know that in that peanut butter and jelly sandwich that you have there?
Yep, that's what
you're missing a piece of bread. It's supposed to go on top.
Oh.
You goddamn monster. Yeah, you know people who do that. Like, no.
You should make a grilled cheese with 3 pieces of bread.
What, like?
And only one layer of cheese.
Bread,
like,
cheese,
like,
bacon jam, cheese, bread, cheese,
like,
bacon jam, cheese, bread?
Or are you telling me that this thing should be triangular in shape, so there's just a fuck ton of cheese in the middle?
Yeah, that's what. Make a grilled pyramid.
Take like an entire bar of Velveeta.
No, gross. Jesus Christ. Nabashin, feel better wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I hope you feel better. I'm sure I'll be better by next week. Tony, Scott, thanks for joining me.
Hey.
You know, I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh.
Have you ever thought about making a grilled cheese?
Here we go.
And then taking a can of spray cheese.
Yes.
And topping your grilled cheese with the spray cheese
yes.
every bite.
Yes.
Have you ever done that before?
I did it for 2 bites. And then I continued to remember that I don't like spray cheese.
But there's so many different types.
God damn it.
Yeah, but like spray cheese.
Nabashin's always quicker than me. Always.
Always.
Like he's still in the back.
I feel like I'm going
crazy.
No. Don't do it. You could try it, but spray cheese is gross.
It's also expensive.
Yeah.
Cheese in general is expensive.
Yeah,
so just maybe stop eating cheese.
No.
Unless you go to Chipotle and then ask for extra cheese and then they look at you like, is that enough cheese? You go, no.
If I can find a way to inject like cheese, like liquid cheese into my chicken wings, then my life would be perfect.
I don't think that like the structure of a chicken wing would allow for much injection.
I want to find a way.
Unless it's a boneless wing.
Well, I mean, like
No.
it wouldn't fill out like you wanted
No,
it to.
but like just like a little bit of cheese to every bite.
No,
But
no,
it
it's not
can't be on the
happening.
outside because the sauce is got to be outside, so it's got to be on the inside.
Right. But like cheese to every no, it's not happening. It's just not how you.
I
do
mean,
wings.
I think that's just when you get a cheese sauce like the garlic
Yeah, I mean,
Parmesan.
at that point, I would just dip my wings in cheese.
What
and then
what kind
dip
of
them in my
cheese though?
ranch.
Right,
Just like
right.
a slathering of nacho cheese.
No, like queso, like something like
that's
creamy.
nacho cheese.
No.
Nacho cheese and queso are
Hard.
not the same thing.
Sharp.
Yeah, like a bark of a tree of cheese,
A tree.
like a hard bark cheese.
Just put a nice bark.
Yeah, like a nice little like
hard cheese, a little hard
shred.
cheese,
Jesus Christ! All right, I'm ending this podcast.
and a spray of jizz.
Free of cheese. Thank you to Danny Wiesner for our opening and closing music of Two Player Co-op, and the world is saved. I hope you checked out his holiday song that we put on our Christmas special. It's very good. DannyWiesner.bandcamp.com. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Scott. Once more, I've been your host, Alex O'Neill. Play your games, stay rational. We'll talk to you all next week. That's it.
That's
Titles.
it.
Tony,
Titles.
I feel like I'm going crazy.
Scott, have these been your? Oh, has Nabishin been
No,
listening?
he's still here. He's still here. Like every time, I'm
he's
like, you know what?
he's watching the show.
watching the show, and he's still in the dock, and he's still.
That's
he's
creepy,
still got
Nabishin.
him.
Nabishin has been watching us this whole time, and he's been writing titles in the Google Doc.
I feel like I'm going crazy, guys.
I went over this like a couple minutes ago.
I didn't process what I thought you were saying because I still see him in the Google Doc, and I was wondering why he was still in the Google Doc. I really like the titles he's been adding.
Desu Kawaii Pizza. Popeye your way through the game. Dance padding to death.
Nice.
Evan Mon Snap. Being courted by Evan. Of course it's a Surface Pro tablet. All hail the Virtual Boy.
And Nabishin points out that it can't be the title, but it's nice to remember.
The Twilight Amiibo Cave. Chester. You get what you get. Sword Art is VR's destiny. University of Maryland acceptance. Bye, Felicia. GameStop Spot. Grilled Pyramid. And Irrational Passions Cooking Show with Guy Fieri.
Grilled
I feel like
pyramid.
it has to be that last one. Nabishin has been indicating repeatedly that his vote goes to I feel like I'm going crazy. But he's not here anymore.
Nope.
He pussied out. I'm
Yo,
just kidding,
game
Nabishin.
of the Year style, I'm eliminating that title.
I'm also getting rid of Twilight Amiibo Cave because whatever.
No, don't delete. Leave them in the doc.
No, we gotta workshop
No.
these.
No,
Nope.
this isn't the Game of the Year show. Leave these so we can remember.
All right,
these.
all hail the Butcher Boy. Nice to remember, but you know what? Can't be the title. By you go. Get out of here.
To Yoshi, thank you, Tony. Yoshi.
Hold on. Something happened there. All the titles are now gone.
Yeah, Tony deleted
I
all
deleted them all.
these.
The only
Why
title.
do that one? I can't undo. Oh no.
Hold on. Just give me a goddamn second.
I did it already. We're good.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's got it. All
I went
right.
back to the revision history and just fucking better restore this shit. I really like Irrational Passions Cooking Show with Guy Fieri. Mostly for the Guy Fieri reference.
Can we get
think
can we
weird.
get Guy Fieri on the show?
No, we probably could. 'cause
We can all be righteous burgers.
He's pretty much bottom of the barrel, but like, no.
Gotta keep it righteous and burger.
And Nabishin also likes Evan Mon Snap. I feel like it should be Evan Von Snap, like he's like some kind of baron.
The Baron of Snap.
The Baron of Snap.
He's actually the Baron of Surface tablets.
Jesus fucking, he's the only one that has one.
My sister has one actually.
Does she like it?
I have no idea.
Yeah. What do you guys like?
I'm grilled pyramid.
Grilled
I'm a grilled pyramid. Deal with it.
Tony?
Cool with it.
I'm cool with it. You guys want to do the title?
Nope.
Well, you are.
Nope.
It's 261, Tony.
This is Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 261.
Man, we're gonna be here a while.
Could you just fucking say it?
That was the title.
Oh man, we're gonna be here a while.
Yeah.
No, that just say. Why can't you just say the fucking title, Tony?
I'm a rebel.
Scott, you want to do it again for me?
All right, sure. I
know
mean,
it's-
like, you could have just clipped it in, but...
I could. It sometimes when they get super far apart, it gets hard for me.
Oh, okay.
Aw,
Okay.
poor
This is
baby.
Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 261.
Grilled pyramid.
Oh
Monster.
god.
I'm just gonna leave your laugh in there because you're a dickhole.
All right.
You can go now, Nabishin. You're free. You're all free now. Thank you for watching, video viewers and Nabishin.
I've stopped the recording.
You can stop recording. That's fine. We love you. Happy 2016. We're still gonna record on Saturdays, so if you want to watch us live, yeah, stick with us. All right, bye.
You're not allowed to make Saturday night plans, basically.
Yep.